Finding those levels, too. Look at that four-punch combination.
It's a masterclass right now from Shakur Stevenson. That's what you're seeing. A masterclass. And Shakur meets him with straight left hand.
Oh, and there's a knockdown scored with the left hand.
Right now, we're going to give him his just due. Shout out to my brother, Jusdueboxing.
What's good? What's good? Salute to the fam. How y'all feeling on this rainy Thursday, man? It's storming out here, y'all. It's storming. But we going to build on this boxing like we always do. We going to talk about it, man. We gonna talk about it. Shout out to the homie at All Things. Dante was good. Brody Jordan was good with it, fam. How y'all feeling, man? What's good with it? You know, but Crawford is on the deck. Is on deck. You know, you see all that accusing Bud Crawford of PEDs, man. Must have hit a nerve, man. Or Crawford must have got tired of them accusations, man. And I seen somebody, before I came up here, I seen somebody in my comments talking about addressing the date because apparently some vital information had leaked regarding Terence Crawford and him being a clean athlete, and somebody that spoke about the date up at the top. I mean, for me, I really don't care about the date at the top. At the end of the day, if he was a dirty athlete, how people were saying he wouldn't even be enrolled in violence. He wouldn't even have any violent history to speak of or to talk about. You know what I mean? He wouldn't have any proof of any kind, of any sort. If, you know what I'm saying, if he wasn't a clean athlete. I've said this all along, man. It's one thing, you don't got to like somebody, but you do got to be mindful. Like, these are guys' careers that we talking about, and people don't have a problem just jumping up one day on the internet and just, you know, throwing accusations around left and right. And I think that's what happened with Bud Crawford, man. And I don't know, man. I feel like I just watched a phenomenal athlete through the years, you know what I mean, through the different weight classes. You know, he never gave you any reason to suspect that anything was, suspicious about him. He never gave you any reason to think like that. He just was always a guy that put the work in, and as a result, he continued to get better. Like, he sharpened his tools, man, and honed his craft, man. And it's just unfortunate that in today's boxing that people allow their personal feelings towards people that they've never met, blind them and cause them to kind of drag guys online. You've seen this shit with Bud Crawford, man. Number of different people. I've seen it in Twitter threads, multiple videos and different things like that. Bud Crawford is suspicious. And I just can't, like, that shit that's not boxing. That's not real. Waking up, making up your own news is bogus. You get what I'm saying? Accusing guys of shit that you can't prove without no positive tests, not even no remotely close to crazy. Like, you get what I'm saying? That shit don't exist, bro. Like, so it's just unfortunate, man, to see it be the way it is, man, because at the end of the day, you just want to see all these guys get they just due, man. And I use moments like this not to make personal attacks with people that may be on the opposite side. If you're on the opposite side of just do and you somehow for some reason think Terence Crawford is dirty, that's on you. I ain't beefing with nobody, but I'm definitely gonna speak my piece. And that's why I never name people names. I don't make it personal. I just observe. I sit back and I see a lot of different things coming from a lot of different places. And I can't understand what is it that Terence Crawford done to the boxing world, or at least to, particular individuals, to make them just write him, label him some type of drug cheat. Like you've heard the stories always amongst boxing that this is one of the hardest workers that you have in boxing. Like he's a hermit. Like he lived, eat, sleep is boxing, right? That's Bud Crawford is one of those guys. He lives the fighter's lifestyle, right? He don't do the drinking, the smoking. He don't really party, right? He just, he a family guy. You know what I mean? And when that's not the case, he in the gym. So that's all I'm saying, y'all. Like I'm just saying that's what I'm gonna give Bud Crawford credit for being, what he showed me. Not something that I just drawn up and made up in my head. You get what I'm saying? I'm not about to do that. And it's good that stuff like this do come out, because keep moving the goalposts. Like first they'll say he dirty, then he'll show proof to some degree that he is at least even enrolled in VADA, and then they'll move the goalpost somewhere else. Well, what about the date? And the date is from last year, and it's 2025, and what it doesn't prove. What it does prove is that he's enrolled in the clean boxing, man. That this is a dude on the up and up. And I said this before, I can't stress it enough. I understand people's reservations with the Victor Conte guy, but at the end of the day, just because you know somebody that was a part of something dirty don't mean that you automatically a part of something dirty. And I can't stress that enough. That's just very simple to understand. Everything ain't for everybody. This man got his whole career. Think about all the athletes that we just put in these labels on because of their affiliation with Snap. I heard the other day somebody say Shakur Stevenson is in connection with Victor Conte. You can't make this stuff up. That shit couldn't be further from the truth. Like people really just be making up, like I said, be just making up their own facts and pushing them out. It's crazy. Shout out to Joseph, man. Yeah, man. Yes, let's build boxing up. You get me, Jordan? That's all. You get me. Uni said, funny part is why he doesn't have to do this. Never seen anything like this from a Reynoso fighter. I'm telling you, this shit is crazy. Shout out to WTF Media. What's good, fam? Pugilism was good. Shook ones out here. I speculate, bud, just G'd up, not PD'd up. You get me? You get me, Pugilism, man? Shout out to my dog, man. Dante's Boxing Talk, always supporting that grind, man. He's for the dub, man. My guy, man. Much love, always supporting in a big way. Shout out to my homie Dante.
And we ain't never got to box again. Well, right. well. I already been getting these, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
My bro says supporting the grind. I appreciate you as always supporting the grind. Shout out to the homie, man. Appreciate the love. Let's keep building, y'all, but we're going to get to it, man. Bud Crawford definitely got to get his just due, man. Allegations can get you hurt, sued. Yeah, man, locked and loaded. Reef, what it do, homie? How you feeling? Yeah, yeah, man. Listen, for those that was in the building yesterday, my apologies, man. Y'all just know I like to keep it clean over here, and I don't never want to go left. You know what I'm saying? I don't never want to be the reason. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know. If you know, you know. That Jersey in me, man, is really there, bro. But, more so than anything, I just want to build, man. And I appreciate everybody that continues to pull up and rock out with your boy and support this here grind. And again, shout out to Dante, man, rocking out with your boy. Hit the like button, and we going to cook, y'all. But look, I like this for Terence Crawford. Look, this is basically all this is, man, just back up off me with all that dumb shit. That's all. I mean, I didn't need this to validate nothing. This ain't like, whew, wow, he's clean. Like, this ain't that. Like, I didn't need no violent evidence. I didn't need no records. I didn't even need a statement. I didn't need nothing from Terence Crawford. All I need is Terence Bud Crawford to keep doing what Terence Bud Crawford been doing. And that's winning at the highest level, keep proving people wrong. September, he got another opportunity to do that again. And I think it's so unfortunate that so many people dress themselves up as boxing fans, but they jump at the opportunity to push a narrative. And like I said, instead of just looking at this dude like, damn, at 30, 37, about to be 38 years old, this guy is still pushing himself. He's still trying to chase himself to be great. I think it's dope. You got to respect it, right? The even challenge of Canelo Alvarez in his weight class, where he, in his stomping grounds, where he got all the belts, right? To even think that you could go up from 54 and challenge that guy and beat him is crazy. But instead of us talking about that matchup and whether or not you feel like it's a handicap match, if it's an uphill battle, if he crazy for taking it, he get knocked out, right? I'm cool with all that. We got to make a pit stop. Oh, he's on PDs. You see how big he look? And Bud Crawford is huge, man. Not to mention that he been putting in the work for a while. He been, you know what I mean? When the last time he been in the ring when he fought Madrimo? It was a minute ago. So you would think he been putting in work since then. And that's all I think. I don't think it's been a product of him, you know, doing something suspicious or underhanded, right? I just think he's a real talented guy, man. You know what I'm saying? One of them God-gifted ones, bro. I just think you get what I'm saying? You have no reason to suspect things from a guy that is always known for putting in the work and doing it the right way, not cutting corners. You get what I'm saying? That's what you see with Bud Crawford. You see a guy that's reaping the benefits of him doing his body the right way and putting in not just hard work, but smart work, having a trainer that believes in him. And that shit goes a long way too. They've been like hand in hand. Them two dudes is a hell of a duo, hell of a tag team. And they got a dope ass camp over there with B&B. So it's a lot of things to point out or to highlight and attribute to Bud Crawford's success before you ever get to any PEDs. That's just ridiculous. You get what I'm saying? And we got to be mindful that we got to stop tearing down our own fighters, bro. Like, imagine putting in the kind of work that Bud Crawford has put in only to be accused of some type of PED cheat, when in reality, the dude that you fighting has popped dirty for clenbuterol, and then they raise the limits, right? And you got people that want to kind of sweep that under the rug and then shine a light on Bud where it don't need to be shined. The only reason the light need to be shined on this dude is because at the age of 37, 38 years old, he jumping up in his fourth weight class. What is it? It's fifth weight class at 35, 40, 47, 54. His fifth weight class, trying to be undisputed in 3 different divisions. That's what's crazy. 3-time undisputed in 3 different divisions. That's what's crazy, but we miss it. We continuously miss the mark because we focus on things that you can't prove. But you know what I could prove? You know what I could prove? Or you know what should I say that? Bud Crawford's body of work proves since 2008 when he turned professional is that he's been one of the top guys there. He's been one of the coldest there. He's been one of the most consistent, you know, and committed fighters that you got in the sport. What are people missing? I don't care about people liking his personality. That sounds like a personal problem. Do you like the way he fight? Because again, it ain't like, you know, we get shown these guys' personalities and everything they are. And then that we pick, that's how we, you know, we determine who we watch by how they fight is what I'm saying. Not what kind of personality they got, how nice and likable they are. And again, that does have something to do with how we support guys. But I feel like when it pertains to a guy like Terence Crawford, he's been so consistent in the ring, so phenomenal on top of his business. That shit outshines all this little minor stuff that people be talking about, like his personal business. People bring up, you know, the baby on his woman, like weird stuff, right? Nah, let's talk about these fights. Let's talk about how he been kicking ass since 2008 and it's 2025. What we talking about? Why are we missing it? I thought we loved boxing. I thought we like seeing people beat ass. And he's a guy that'll get in there and put some hands on you. So again, why are we missing it with Bud Crawford? Why are we going with accusations and wild stuff instead of the things that you can prove that's solidified? Like I said, that he been beating ass, stepping on shit since 2008, 135 pounds, all the way up until now. And it's 2025. Let that sink. Let it marinate. Think about how many fighters that started after him around the same time that ain't boxing, that ain't nowhere near still operating at the highest level. How the hell, how are we missing that to push narratives? This is where I'm at. So again, man, you damn right, man. I'm different. I ain't here to be popular. Just here to be respected and appreciated, man. We gonna put this work in. We gonna build on this boxing. We do it the way we do it, man. You get me? I use these moments as opportunities to give fighters like Terence Crawford their just due, because that's what this shit is about at the end of the day. My appreciation for the sport. That's what brought me here. Not subscribers, not money alone, none of that shit. Just great, enjoying the sport, trying to build this shit up and appreciating these guys performing at the highest level for years, bro. Come on, man. Come on, man. Look at the greatest Errol Spence was, like, career cut short because of things probably outside the ring. We still love him to death for that as a fighter, right? But Bud Crawford has been able to avoid those pitfalls. We've seen the greats, the Mike Tysons of the world, man, have it all, lose all his money. We know Bud does well with his money, right? It's so much shit to appreciate. And don't tell me I'm tripping. This ain't no fanboy shit. No, I'm a grown-ass man. This is the shit that I root for as a man. You telling me a dude that's in his profession in a combat sport, that's at the absolute top of his game, that's only gotten better with time, continuously chasing greatness. You get what I'm saying? Taking care of the family. I'm a father. I can relate to that. Building properties, shit like that. He got longevity in the game. Doing well with his money. It looks like when it's all said and done, Terence Crawford is going to be able to retire on his own terms. That sounds like a dope-ass career to me. Been beating ass through multiple weight classes. You get what I'm saying? I think people missing it. But nah, let's talk about how you got big over what? Months of working? Yeah, let's overanalyze how big he got and how he really taking steroids, something like, yeah, right, man. We not about to do that to Terence Bud Crawford, bro. Not about to do it, man. Victor is known for wild see. Nah, it ain't about folks accepting Victor is Victor, but you don't get to say I'm dirty because of what Victor did, and I don't give a damn who you are, and I mean that because I'm gonna say this, go out on a limb. Most people, if not all, know somebody that's involved in some type of activity or just into something, whether it's an activity legal or not, illegal or not, that they're into that you just don't indulge in. Something as simple as smoking cigarettes, right? You could know somebody that smokes cigarettes. Do it mean you gonna be a cigarette smoker too? Nah. You could know somebody that's in the streets. Do that mean you gonna be in the streets too? Not when you think for yourself and move. And he got his whole career, man, resting on this shit. The hell with Victor, man. You know what I'm saying? And let's focus on the shit that we can prove. Can you prove that Terence Crawford is doing anything suspicious or underhanded, or is he doing any type of cheating? Sunshine, what it do, homie? You get what I'm saying? No, you could suspect what you want, but you don't got no right to try to put the label on. Suspecting is one thing, but to say it, so people been going far past their suspicion. So get it right, buddy. You get what I'm saying? Get it right, man. Y'all hit that like button, man. Cuddy, what it do, man? Spence fans still butthurt over that fight. I don't know why Spence still living it up. He doing he living life, bro. GM, what it do? He said you catch that 13-hour live. Nah, it was one. Shout out to the homie GM. Omar, what it do, homie? Cornelius, what it do? Player. Shout out to my real ones in here rocking with your boy. Hendog, what it do? Tech. Skills, my brethren. He is the absolute cheat code. Yeah, man. So we gotta keep building. Like I said, yeah, there are some people. Let's keep it a buck. There are some people. Milazzo, what it do? Running a long steroid. That's what's up. Look, Crawford been putting in dog work since the beginning of his career. I've never heard anything different. Look, furthermore, past this Vada shit, right? Never mind this. This ain't proven none. We already knew what it was with Bud Crawford. Like, check this out, bro. Check this out. In the world of boxing, the competitive as boxing is. Andrew Gray, what it do, homie? How you feeling, bro? Look what Usyk's saying. I'm not the best fighter in the world. That's Terence Crawford. You know what? I'm the best fighter in the world. Or I ain't the best fighter in the world. Terence Crawford is because he on steroids. Like, is he saying shit like that? No, absolutely not. Because real recognize real. You ain't never heard no fighter, no fucking fighter in the sport of boxing ever say anything about Bud Crawford and steroids. Never. Come on, man. And the real ones know what's up. You've been around boxing, you know, man. Certain shit at these small ass circles, you ain't never heard nobody even whisper, utter that shit. They like, man, that's a real one. That dude is a dog, man. Bud is a freak athlete. He different. That's what you hear. Y'all not. You think for 1 second I'm gonna feel bad about giving this dude his credit when people spend hours taking it from him? Man, get y'all weak asses on, man. Y'all terrible for the sport, and I mean it. You're not a real boxing fan. Waking up, you that mad that he won a fight? He won a fight. All right, Victor Conte, did you ever seen him with a needle, drugs, anything? You seen a failed drug test? Where at? You seen suspicious performances, any of that? Man, Bud Crawford been fucking nice. And it's funny, it's crazy that y'all don't know which narrative y'all want to push. I guess it's depending on the day and how you feel. You don't know if you want to push that Bud Crawford looked average when he went up to 54 and faced Madrimov. He looked as slow and old. How he gonna beat Canelo at 68? But then now you see the dude putting in some dog work, and now y'all getting paranoid. Now y'all went from he was looking old and shit to now he on steroids. And Victor Conte, you cannot make this up. I'm tired of y'all. I mean it. I'm really tired of y'all because y'all poison the sport that I love to talk about and just enjoy it, bro, and build on it. Y'all ruin it with ignorance. It's no telling. They act like he just woke up one day and got to this physique. Like, yeah, I'm big now. Bro, you know Bud Crawford been putting in work the whole time. He know damn well he been fighting Canelo. He knew he was going to fight Canelo a lot longer than us. You don't think he been preparing for it? Let's be honest, man. It's enough cheating in the sport that we can prove. Why do we got to put it on the people that we can't prove it about? You get me? They just said how he look old. He ain't got no feet. You heard Teofimo Lopez Sr. killing Crawford, calling him out his name. He look old. He's slow. He can't do nothing with my son. You know, Canelo's going to kill him. This is all this shit they saying. Now Bud in there with his shirt off flexing. Now they nervous. Now they nervous claiming PEDs. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Go tuck high. Go sit in the corner. Go take a nap. Go detox from boxing. Go take a vacation. Whatever it is you need to do, man. But go get your mind right. 185, no PEDs. They pissed off, man. They pissed off, man. He did it the right way. Why we can't just salute a guy that did it the right way? You get what I'm saying? That's where I'm at. Like, what are we doing? Are we serious? This dude been beating ass for years, and it been fun. If you really watch the career of Terence Crawford and you're a real supporter of the art of boxing, the sport of boxing, you enjoy watching him kick ass for years. And you probably going to enjoy, more than likely, you're going to enjoy him challenging himself against the Canelo Alvarez this late in his career, still wanting to be great. And the only thing these people could say is he probably cheating. Yeah, he budding PDs, man. Think about it. Little detectives at home. Nobody, none of the powers that be, none of the fighters, none of the opponents ever fought Bud and said, man, something wasn't right about him. You ain't never heard that. You ain't never heard it. You ain't never heard it. But somebody just wake up one day, he'd be like, you know what, Bud Crawford, he's a little too big, man. He's a little too. How you get that big, man? That quick, man? They don't know. I thought he shouldn't pack up on all his muscle. I thought the muscle was just gonna make him slower and all of that, right? Now they see one picture with his shirt off, they scared. They out here never to think about the audacity, bro. Like the accuse the guy that's done it the right way versus the guy that has history of PD in the system and then is currently working with a trainer that got a stable of guys that's testing hot left and right. You can't make this up. Bro, Oscar Valdez just left Eddie Reynoso, bro. He wrote him a letter on social media and posted it. He departed ways. Oscar Valdez, yes, the same Oscar Valdez that had that magical T, the same Oscar Valdez that fought Conceição with the magical T in his system, got outboxed. You get what I'm saying? They robbed Conceição, let Oscar Valdez keep his belt, and then they gave that man a statue. That same guy, he parted ways from Eddie Reynoso. I don't care what nobody say. The timing of it couldn't be more convenient. It's right after what? The news dropped of what? Another fighter testing positive. I don't give a damn what you say. That shit look crazy. Hen dog, what it do? And my Bo Mac voice. They mad. Hold on. I gotta play the clip. This is why I keep this clip, bro. This is why I keep this clip. Because it's sad that I get it, man. That what was it? What date was that? I forget the date of the fight. Good. But that was a great fight, man. I mean, it was a tough fight to watch because it went how a lot of people didn't think it was gonna go. But man, you still got to see greatness that day. You got to see Terence Crawford fought like a man possessed when he fought Errol Spence. And this is the reaction that this is the reaction that's pissing people off.
What? I told you, man. Hell yeah. Man, fuck you motherfuckers, man. Fuck them. They mad. They gonna...
Yo, I don't care what you say, yo. That is something so genuine and authentic about Bo Mac response right there. And I never thought I'd be up here. I never thought I'd be up here going to bat in this way. I never thought this would be the argument for Terence Bud Crawford. I thought it'll be like, let's debate about, or let's exchange, let's build on if he got a chance at winning this fight in September. Is he crazy for even trying it? Not the fact that he been cheating, bro. You know what I mean? And that's just real, man. That's just to the real boxing fans out there, bro. That's all BS aside, all narratives. Terence Crawford, I think, in my opinion, man, based on what I've seen, is a guy that's done it the right way. You've heard the right things about him. You've always heard that this guy is a gym rat. You've never heard it any different. You never heard that he cut corners. And it could have been a time in his life where he wasn't doing it the right way. But for the most part, it's just been hard work, man. It's been hard work and dedication, man. And I think real ones recognize it. That's why you got guys like Usyk with no ego, able to tell you that, look, bro, you get what I'm saying? We out of here. This the best fighter in the world. I ain't the best fighter in the world because Terence Crawford is. I just rock with that, man. Get what I'm saying? 704 Joe with it do. Saying Bernie boys, they know what time it is. LetsBuild with it do, my guy, man. Shout out to 704. Shout out to L-Dub, the plug, my guy, man. Valdez will be back in September 6th. Tune up in Mexico. Appreciate that, fam. That's why I always call him that, man. He the plug. He always got information on deck, man. Band up. What it do, homie? Said no cap. I was so happy I dropped a tear when I seen that. Yeah. Somebody just threw up seeing that. I'm telling you, bro. They was like, bro, man. Man, I'm telling you. R. Stokes, what it do, homie? I don't know why people ain't, but yeah, I just thought for me, y'all, it's about boxing and just appreciating what these guys do. I'm a fan of all these guys. I'll never not be a supporter of Spence because he lost the fight. So, and you get me. So what? Lost to one of the absolute best fighters that boxing still has to offer, and that's Terence Bud Crawford. That's why Spence ain't sitting around crying. He know he went out. He know he went in there and fought a bad man. Spence know that. You don't hear Spence was like, man, something was up with him, man. It was something fishy with Bud. You don't hear none of that. You don't hear Spence like, man, son, his gloves, man. His gloves wasn't right. You don't hear that. You don't hear it. Spence got beat up, took his lumps, shook his son's hand, said, man, we got to do it. You got to do it again, gang. You get me? Spence ain't out there like, man, Bud Crawford, man, he was cheating, bro. You seen his gloves? Y'all seen his gloves, yo? He was cheating, yo. I ain't never get beat up like that. You get me? Yeah, he had to be cheating. Imagine Spence saying that. Imagine the respect. Hey, dig this, y'all. Imagine the respect you'll lose for Spence if he started accusing him of foul play. Right? Imagine how you'll look at Spence like, damn, bro, you can't take an L. Just imagine that. But that good thing is he can take a loss. He just took it and moved on and went to live life. He showed you the prime example why you should always support a fighter like him, win, lose, or draw. Because he ain't bitch and go kicking and screaming. He just wanted, I bet you as a man, he's happy that he was able to deliver. You know, of course he was happy to make that money, but he was happy to go challenge himself against the absolute best. And I know losing wasn't on his mind, but if you had to lose, it was going to be to the absolute best that the division had to offer. And that's what Terence Crawford represented. That's why it's no slight, no shade, and losing no fight. On to the next. And I hope we do maybe get a chance to see that dude back. But if not, he had a hell of a career. I'm always rock with him. But like I said, Crawford turned pro 4 years before Spence, and he's been beating ass for a very long time. I remember when he was fighting outdoor arenas and shit like that with the little twist in his head, getting knockouts, long, wiry, dark skin dude, black as hell, beating ass, man. I've been watching Crawford for some years, so it never was personal because I always looked at him like, damn, this dude talented as hell. He really could fight, bro. And he got a mean streak. Like if you clip him, he want to beat your ass. Like I don't see reasons not to like him. And then I seen him get even more polished as a fighter. I seen his 140 run. He was starching them dudes. Like he was beating the hell out of dudes at 140, bro. He was whooping their asses. And then he got to 47 and started stopping everybody. You get me? This dude had an impressive run. So I get it. Maybe the names ain't gonna jump out crazy off his resume at you. But the performances, man. The performances, and it's not none of these fighters, bro. No fighter, none of these guys in boxing can say, yo, Terence Crawford up. None of them. None of them can say it. Not one. He had a successful career to me, man, and 100% rooting for him to beat a guy like you get me, Canelo. Definitely. Trey Titan, what it do, homie? How you feeling? Behind the Hands TV, my dog. And almost 40, and people telling me he can't naturally be 160. Yo, he been fighting since 2008, bro. You get me? Man, I'm telling you, Omar, it's sad, man. I'm just here to appreciate boxing. This ain't nothing about against no other fighters. Stressed out boxing. What it do? Shout out to Bruce Gas, the OG. He gonna put me on the bud, no cap. Oh, yeah? That's dope, man. Shout out to him for that, because he put you on to a real one. And that's what this platform represents. So I'm not here to attack nobody else for their opinions, for their views. To each his own. One's information is one's information. Mine's is mine. For me, I haven't come across any information that would dictate or indicate that Terence Bud Crawford is some kind of a cheater. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen any evidence of it. I haven't heard any whispers about it. I've never heard any fighter hint or even insinuate that that's the case. Like I've seen people talk a certain way about him before a fight and then have to walk that shit back after the fact. I've seen the great Errol Spence tell you how strong and how great of a fighter Terence Bud Crawford was. Even he said it. No sour grapes. Man, that dude is good. He was strong as hell too. So that's all I'm saying. I'm gonna just appreciate Bud for what he showed me that he is, bro. A constant professional, always doing shit the right way. Samuel, what it do? And that's what you gotta appreciate about him, man. Like I said, even in his late stage in his career, he still want to smoke. He's still up for challenges. And it's crazy, right? It's crazy, right? Because if you just look at the way he approached his career in fights, he's always shown you that he's a constant professional and that he always wanted to challenge himself. The guy is out here out wrestling wrestlers, bro. He out wrestling wrestlers, beating up the boxers, boxing the boxers, fighting the fighters. Like, you get me? This dude beating people, table tennis, dart. Then he beat Eddie Hearn in darts. This guy he bleeds competitive. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, that just what he's a competitor, a true and everything. He probably have spitting contests, bro. So you could spit the farthest. Like, I'm telling you, he one of them guys, bro. I'm telling you, Bud to challenge you to anything. That's what he made. That's the kind of dude he is. So I say that to say somebody that is that competitive in life is never going to play with their career just because of the financial gain. Yeah, that's security. That's comfort. But he was getting a big ass bag against Errol Spence, right? Kill that shit about, oh, he wanted payday and he just want to get paid. Kill that shit. Because he was getting paid his biggest bag against Spence. Did that stop him from preparing and treating Spence like that was the most dangerous guy he'd been in the ring with? Look how quick people look, like, ignore the proof, the evidence, and abandon logic and reason to push a narrative. He was making all that money for Errol Spence. That's the most money they both made, right? That's the most numbers they both did, fighting each other. They were great for each other. But Terence Crawford was fighting like a man possessed. And all I'm saying is, I get it. People feel like it's the great Canelo Alvarez. He got his work cut out for him. He gonna be like Charlo. He just gonna get hit and get on his bike, or he gonna go try to get it back and get knocked out. Look, I see why people say that, because those are possibilities. So you can't rule nothing out. I don't got a crystal ball. I don't know what's gonna happen. But what I can say is, from a temperament standpoint, from like a competitive standpoint, he gonna do everything from a preparation standpoint. He gonna do everything that he can to try to win this fight. Terence Crawford ain't never got no boxing ring and laid down for somebody to beat his ass. This is the same kid that came up with his mom paying people in the neighborhood to see if they could beat him, bro. I don't know how that resonate with y'all. I'm gonna say it again. For the ones that been amongst the hoods and the situations that grew up in them type of environments, you know, if your mom is trying to pay kids in the neighborhood to fight you, you just a little different, bro. You just you just a little different. You get what I'm saying? So, like, maybe that created the beast. Like, he ain't getting in no boxing ring to lay down for no Canelo Alvarez, is what I'm saying. So, if he gonna lose, cool, but he gonna do it his way, bro. And however he see fit, that's how he gonna go out. But I don't see Crawford going out like Willie Lump. I don't see him standing in front of Canelo taking pictures and being in awe that is Canelo Alvarez. I don't see it. I see him wanting to beat his ass. I see him wanting to beat him and box him and win and outthink him, outsmart him. That's what I see him. I see him wanting to take everything that Canelo Alvarez been over there building at 68. That's what I see. That's what I see. That's the kind of fighter we getting, man. That's the kind of fighter we getting. His mom used to pay people to fade him. Like, nah, we're not gonna just act like that shit is just there. This is regular. Nah, bro. His mom used to pay people for fades, bro. This man was born to give you a fade. He was born to put hands on you, man. You get me? Damn, with a nickname like Bud, you know what I'm saying? You know he coming to fight, bro. I'm telling you. Omaha strong, bro. You know what I mean? A clean athlete, always doing this shit the right way. I never thought that I say he's not appreciated enough. I never thought it. Mike Kirkland, shout out to my brother. Hey, your shirt is here and on the way, Mike Kirkland. Appreciate your patience, bro. I wanted to say this. They sent the order of shirts that was the wrong sizes. I had to wait for some more. The only the upside of them sending the wrong size is that we got to keep them. So it's like I got some extra shirts, but the right size was here and now on the way to you. Appreciate you. Shout out to my brother Mike Kirk. Forever G's, what it do, homie? Yeah, he true to the sport. You feel me? Losing is not an option. That boy coming to win is all I'm saying. Crawford has that country strength. Oh, I'm telling you, old saying, hey man, JJ, I agree. He country strong. You get me coming to win. That's all. I know that shit gonna be tough. Shit, I know Canelo could crack. I know Canelo gonna be motivated because he fighting a guy that he felt like he should beat. But I'm telling you, he better not slip. He better not take Terence Crawford lightly in no type of way. He better not come lazy, y'all. He better not come with that lazy shit. I'm telling you, he's gonna have a real interesting fight. I will say that. He's gonna have a really interesting fight. I've seen enough performances to me with a guy like Bud where he clearly proven to me that, yeah, look, I can't count him out. No matter how tough the task. That's what he's shown me. I don't know if he's shown that to y'all. For me, Bud Crawford has shown me that, look, I can't count him out. If you think he can't, he don't believe you. You get what I'm saying? That's what makes him great. That's what's going to keep giving him a chance to win. Maybe that's the shit that'll make him lose or get knocked out. He don't believe the shit that people saying when they say he can't win. He don't got a shot. He going to get knocked out. He don't believe none of that shit. You're going to have to prove it to him. You have to show him that that's what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what's important to me. And again, I'll say this. I understand the physical sometimes could be just too much to overcome, right? I understand that. But I also do understand that based on what the fighters say, boxing is more mental than physical. And I feel like Bud Crawford is one of the most mentally locked in and strongest fighters we got in the sport. And I think his mental is what also gets him to win, right? The way he thinks, the way he's wired. You're going to have to prove to him that he can't beat you because he ain't got no quit in him. He don't got no, I'm going to just give up. And to Bud's credit, he's fought from behind before. He's lost early rounds before. He's given up early rounds. But he showed you in the Spence fight that he wasn't going that way. You get what I'm saying? So he's battle tested, man, through and through. I think his mental makeup is a real reason why he could win this fight. If he's able to mentally overcome some of the physical disadvantages that he's at, if that makes sense to y'all, right? With a Canelo Alvarez, telling you, man, it's gonna be interesting. My hopes is that he could continue to operate at a high level, a peak level with that added weight. Get what I'm saying? Hoping he ain't packing it on, which I don't think he will, because he still want to be able to move in there. I'm telling you, I think movement could be key for this fight. Get what I'm saying? Movement, counter punching. Canelo's a damn good counter puncher in his own right. But maybe body work, something like that, man. I don't know. He got his work cut out for him for sure. But let's see what kind of game plan that him and Bomac come up with. You feel what I'm saying? Don't drink or smoke. Some serious dedication. You get me? And you know the temptations, Mike Kirkland, like, you know what I mean? Even partying, bro. Just anything, bro. Like, he stayed real disciplined. And I have a real respect for that. And I'm glad you brought that up, Mike, because check this out. It's crazy, or I find it interesting, should I say, how, as it pertains to Earl Spence, people are able to look at the drinking that they feel like he's done in the alcohol, the outside the ring choices, and they're able to say, well, that's why he may have fell short. And maybe that's what changed his career. Well, if you look at Canelo Alvarez, I'm not knocking him. I'm not trying to put nothing on him. But, you know, he get his party on. You know, he get his sip on. You know, you've seen him visibly, you know, intoxicated and singing karaoke and dancing and stuff. You've seen that. He like to get right. He a little tequila drinker. I ain't knocking him because he grown. He could do whatever he want. He work hard enough. But when he doing shit like that, Bud Crawford might be dancing with the senior citizen in the neighborhood. You get what I'm saying? That's the seniors next door. You know what I mean? He might be there with the elderly couple next door in the neighborhood while the fireworks going off. You get what I'm saying? That's his kind of party. He got family and shit in the back, kids running around and shit like that. I feel like stuff like that matters. Doing right by your body, that shit matters. Mental makeup, I think it matters. Bud Crawford is always constantly pushing himself. He always challenging himself. How many people do you see want to wrestle wrestlers, box the boxers, fight the fighters? Like, whatever you want, he could be on that with you. Like, he always trying to beat you. So, like, you got a Canelo that I feel like has had it all his way, and he stopped challenging himself in the ways that Terence Crawford is still pushing himself, not only mentally, but physically as well. You get what I'm saying? Like, think about the task that he up against, right? You know what I mean? So that's the type of time he on. I'm still out here trying to prove it, that I'm the best piece to the Queen. Lisa, how you feeling today? Saying Canelo the best opponent to bring out, best Bud, because Canelo's no slouch. I'm telling you, Canelo, yeah, all-time great. Yeah, you got to give it to him. Canelo fought the who's, man. He fought everybody, man. He fought everybody. And now you get to add one more to the list, and Bud Crawford. You know what I mean? Yeah, you get to add one more to the list, and Bud Crawford. Shout out to Don Royal, too, man. But I need to put that marginal pace on Canelo. If his legs carry the weight, well, so that's what I'm saying, bro. We can carry that weight and operate and perform with it and be at a high level. I could appreciate it, man. I think he give himself a really good chance, man. He do. He really do, man. He really do. But this he gotta be damn near super Bud in there against Canelo. He gonna be like, see, I told you it was that snack. He losing like he had bad snack. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and that's another thing too with the snack stuff. So they've been running wild with that as well, man. This dude just, I don't know, man. I think he picked up a lot of hate with the 47 run, bro. I think he became people's enemies after that, man. Once he got to 47, he beat up Jeff Horn, won that WBO. It got crazy up there. Let's talk fashion. Raymond, what it do? That team of Bomac, etc. need more credit. They blueprints be A1. I'm trying to tell you, Raymond, man. I'm telling you, Bo Measy.
What? I told you, man. Hell yeah. Man, fuck them motherfuckers, man. Fuck them. They mad.
They mad. I said this a while ago about Bomac, bro. If my trainer ain't happy to see me win like that, pack his ass up, bro. If my trainer ain't happy like that, I gotta get the other clip. Yo, it was another clip where Keyshawn Davis was about to fight. He didn't even make the ring walk yet. Yo, Bomac was geeked up, bro. I'm like, man, if I'm boxing and my trainer is not like this right now when I'm about to put on, get him out of here. Bomac be going nuts. He be happy, bro. He be like a kid in a candy store, and you just love to see it. So it's like, it's just boxing. It's part of boxing. I'm going to say this. To me, in a way, Bud and EJ fighting is like, on a different level. It's like Shakur and Tank in a way, right? If they're going to lose and they lost to each other, I ain't tripping about that because I felt like they would have lost to the other best guy in the division, right? And I feel like it's very similar with them two. That's why I'm not so gutted for Earl Spence. Initially, you are because you're like, dang, you know what I'm saying? But somebody had to lose. And like I said, if you're going to lose to the absolute best. There's no slight, no shade to that. You just move on. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully he's going to be able to do that at some point. Shout out to Mike Kirk. He said, no Carver fan, but appreciate how you give him his credit as a fighter. I got to, because I do think he a bit misunderstood, though. You know what I'm saying? I do hear from people that have been able to meet him and stuff like that. They usually got good things to say about him. You know what I'm saying? Chill guy. Good personality, sense of humor, shit like that. I hear positive stuff. So I kind of try to balance it out. I make sure I hear everybody out. I just know for me, when the first time I started realizing people had a disdain for him was when he was at 47. You get what I'm saying? With him and EJ, with the back and forth and the meeting in the hallway. Then I started hearing things about Bud Crawford that I never heard nobody say about him. Shout out to Mike Kirk. Man. So yeah, man. I think it's a good day whenever a narrative gets killed. I ain't have to do it. I mean, I think the narrative just got killed over time. I think, the VADA results being posted by Bud, despite whatever date that he's on, I think it puts people at ease, letting you know that that's a dude that's clearly a clean fighter, bro. Clearly a clean fighter. Bro Mac be souped up, don't he? He said, I told somebody that similarly when Bud and EJ fought. You feel me, Reef? We think similar, bro. I got sure about why the decision against Tank. Tank only has a puncher's chance, in my opinion. I just feel like overall, my thoughts was always the same. It's like, I feel like it's a dangerous game if you waiting for a perfect shot or Shakur to make a really big mistake, right? I think that's a tricky game. Although, if it's anybody that can get it done, it would be Tank. But I just think from a round-to-round basis, Shakur is the most equipped, in my eyes, at winning by a round-to-round basis, right? From 3 minutes to 3 minutes, he's really good at getting them rounds in the bank. And I feel like you're going to have to apply a different type of pressure up the ante or force him to make a mistake or something like that. Or it could backfire on you. You get what I'm saying? Waiting for a perfect shot for him, or having to knock him out as opposed to outboxing him, right? That's putting a lot of pressure on himself if that's your method of victory is a knockout, right? Not saying it can't happen, but that's what you start chasing at. I think it's a dangerous game to play with Shakur. And let Bud stop Canelo, they're gonna lose their minds, bro. Omar, they like, I told y'all, snack, beat the contact, snack. I told y'all, man, Canelo got an iron jaw, man. Can't nobody stop Canelo, man. How was Bud able to stop him, man? How was Bud able to stop him? Bud was able to stop him, man. Hey, cheating, CJ, what it do, homie? Telling you, Bud, but look, I think he got a way better chance than what people giving him credit for, because the way he prepares. Doing it the right way for years. I think this is why doing it the right way is the reason why he's even able to take a challenge like this late in his career. If you ask me, doing shit the right way is the reason why he's able to take a challenge like Canelo this late in the game. You get what I'm saying? Think about it, bro. Some people look at Canelo as older than Bud, and Bud is older. You get me? It was Canelo that we heard about his knees, his elbows, wrist injuries, all this stuff, right? It wasn't Bud Crawford that was him. We ain't hear Bud got knee problems, wrist problems, elbows. You get what I'm saying? He's not a broken down fighter, is what I'm saying. And I think he's operated in a way that's allowed him to have the longevity that he's having. I think that gives him a really good chance too. He's not a worn, broken down guy. Right? Yeah, he's longer in the tooth because he had the tail end, right? He's been putting in a lot of work since 08, G. But he's been putting in a lot of smart work, I believe. A lot of good work, but a lot of smart work. Get me? A lot of good work, a lot of smart work. Shout out to the homie, Damon. What's good with it, homie? How you feeling? Appreciate you being a member. Shout out to the channel members. So y'all hit the like button, man. We gonna keeps on cooking. Shout out to them.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Family, shout out to my dog, man. Let's keep rolling, man. Keep building. So yeah, man. I'm glad to see today that narrative is I think done. I hope for the rest of the time that, you know, this fight is leading up to this fight, that we could just focus on the matchup itself, right? Yeah, we know it's tough. It's a rough fight, but Canelo is beatable. He could be outboxed. Yeah, it's less than likely that he'll get knocked out and all that shit. But at least I could see a Terence Crawford outpointing him. I could see him outboxing. I could see it not being easy, but it ain't supposed to be. He ain't take this fight because he thought it was easy. He took it because he wanted the challenge. Remember, he said, "Bill put the bug in his ear," made him think, "Hey, look, man, I can fight this dude, man. I can fight me a Canelo Alvarez." You know what I mean? And so, hey, but again, with him, you know he wouldn't get in there if he couldn't beat you. You know what I mean? If he ain't think he could kick your ass, he wouldn't get in there. That's what I believe, you know? See what I'm saying? Look at this dude. He always been strapped up, belted up, man. Bud Crawford, man. You can't deny him, man. This dude been beating ass and putting hands on people for a long time. You beating ass and putting on when people keep bringing up your amateur losses. I remember they kept bringing up his amateur losses at one point to try to discredit him. It was crazy. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna bring up this man amateur losses, bro. Amateur losses is nasty work, man. To bring up like that shit matter. Need Edwin back in the mix. Top 3 or 35, not 3. Yeah, man. I hated this. I wish we could have got him and Keyshawn, man. As much as I despise Bill, thanks Bill for ordering this thing. Billiam. Yeah, Bill put the bug in his ear, man. But yeah, man, I just wanted to give this man his just due, his proper credit, man, for the work that he's put in through the years, man. And I think people have missed it because of I don't know, personal feelings. I try not to get wrapped up into that. Like, it ain't like he been on like a clown show, right? He ain't on no T.O. shit. He ain't doing no shit T.O. did. He ain't wilding like Mike used to be wilding back in the day, right? So I don't really, when people be saying it about Crawford, I guess I missed it. I don't really be seeing it. And I guess because for me, the fights overshadow any of this other little petty stuff, right? I don't care about his negotiations with Earl Spence. That shit ain't had nothing to do with me. I'm just glad they did negotiate long enough to make a fight. You know what I mean? I'm glad they was able to see eye to eye to make a fight. And now we get to see him do it one more time. So let's see, man. Because let's talk about it. If he I don't know where he ranks at amongst fighters, but as far as this era go, he gonna be up there amongst the absolute top. If this dude could be undisputed in 3 different divisions. If he could dethrone a guy like Canelo Alvarez and beat somebody that most people, not everybody, but most counting him out, they think he just not a good fight. He gonna lose. He don't got a chance. He too old. He gonna be too slow. It's too much weight. Everybody, it's a lot of people that think like that, and I get it. But if he somehow is able to overcome, these stupid Snowbill promotions is crazy. If he somehow, some way able to get through this a little bit, you know what I mean, or weather the early storms, man. And I'm gonna be fighting his ass off. And think about it, he don't throw a whole lot of punches. He not the busiest guy. This ain't the young version of Canelo Alvarez. I don't think he got the same upper body and head movement that he had once upon a time either. So, and I'm gonna keep saying this. I could be wrong. But I think Terence Crawford is going to be the most talented fighter overall that Canelo been in there with since Floyd. Maybe you could debate the Beevil fight. You could debate the Beevil and Crawford. But hey, I mean, all of these dudes, most of these dudes think Terence Crawford the #1 fighter in the world anyway. And they don't think it's Canelo. And think about it, man. Bivol fought Canelo. Shit. Usyk done dethroned heavyweights. Joshua, Dubois, Fury. And he still feel like Terence Crawford #1. Still feel like Bud Crawford #1. So I think that says a lot. When you got guys that do this shit too, I think it speak volumes, man. Floyd fans will say Bud fought an old Canelo, and Bud fans will say Floyd fought the better Bruce Ennis version of Canelo. He said Bivol ain't that good to me. With Bivol, I think he is good, man. I think he's just really disciplined, fundamentally sharp, defensively responsible, really, really good rhythm fighter. He's real smart, I think Bivol is. He don't do nothing that really probably jump off the page at you, but he do a lot of things at a high level, and he's really hard to beat. That's why I took a guy like Arthur Better Beeve to be able to beat him. You know what I'm saying? Bivol's a technician to me, really smart guy, and he'll put some hands on you too. Bivol be Sweet Pea, foreshadow Bivol's success is Missouri. Bivol's a beast, bro. Floyd and Bud supporter like me. I like them both, bro. I like them both too, though, Reef. Floyd and Bud, man. How could you not? You know what I'm saying? How could you not? How could you not? I mean, but this, hey, man, I don't know. I don't know if beating Canelo, him beating him at 68, does anything as far as putting him over Floyd. I don't know about that, but he's gonna be one of the most undeniably best fighters of his era for sure. That's for damn sure. 100% fact he is. 100% fact. He's gonna be one of the best fighters that I think this era seen. And I'll say this. I don't think this puts him over Floyd, but I think this puts him in a conversation where you could be up there amongst, you know what I mean? That type of great. You get what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be hard to deny him. You beat him this late. I know it's later in the game, but it's a much heavier guy. He fighting at a handicap. Shit could be, I don't know, it's going to be hard to ignore this type of win. You get what I'm saying? It says you got to be really good to beat Better Beef. That's what I'm saying, man. Shit. I know sometimes we be looking for like shit that jump out at you, but I look at success. I look at consistency. I look at dominance. Bivol has been a pretty dominant guy his entire run. Pretty dominant, man. He been kicking ass for years, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then the guy that did beat him, it was a super close fight. He avenged it and got his lick back. I'm telling you, Bivol one of them. Like Pac-Man and Canelo do not do well, shucking and peeling tight guards. Floyd and Bud on board are equipped to peel and open the guard before striking. Yeah, man. Let's see how Canelo approached this fight with Bud Crawford. If he treat it like he do with everybody else. We're gonna find out. But undisputed in three weight classes, 40, 47, 68, it'd be crazy, bro. I think he goated, man. I think he goated regardless, but I think at that point, people just gotta back up off him, man, and just respect him. One more bag to get. Jake. Man, they got AB talking about Jake right now, man. I don't know, man. Jake gonna get somebody paid, I tell you that, though. But the only person I heard about fighting him, no funny stuff, or potentially was Tank. And that since then, that's died down. So I don't hear that no more either. But I don't know, man. Jake could get you paid, man. So it's hard. If you're a person that's looking for opportunity or money, it's hard to you get me? It's hard to completely ignore that. A Jake Paul guy. You know what I mean? A Jake Paul opportunity. So again, for them Bud Crawford haters, man, they was pissed off, man. They thought they had him slipping, caught up, man. This dude really a damn a gym rat, man. One of the best talents that we got. And again, it gets overlooked and lost in translation when people start adding their personal feelings into the mix. You get me? He's just a good talent, man. You ain't gotta like him that much. But as far as boxing and fighting go, shit, he get in there and beat you up. He'll box with you. You know what I mean? He'll show you a chess match. He done show you the dog. He showed you the ability to come back from behind. You know what I mean? Lose some early rounds, make adjustments, switch stances. It's a lot that he do in there, man. It's a lot that he do in there if you just watch, man. If you just pay attention. You know what I mean? If you just ain't being a hater. You know what I mean? But let's keep rolling, man. Gave Bud Crawford his just due. I think this Vada shit come out don't really mean much to me because I already felt like he was a clean fighter regardless. So, you know what I mean? I guess that's just one more feather in his cap for the people that's, you know, the detractors of his and still saying that he cheating or something like that. It's just weird. I can't rock with it. Seen somebody say Eddie Hearn said the Turkey told him that Shakur and TL in negotiations the headline a ring 5 card. True, we gotta see that. Yeah, I asked about that for sure. I ain't hear nothing about it, but I would love to see that. I love to see it, man, because I think he'll be the one to give him an L, bro. I really do. I think he'll be the one to beat T.O. again if that fight could come to fruition. I like it because I feel like Core do the things that T.O. won't like. Trying to bait him in that ring, but I just don't think T.O.'s going to take the bait, man. And it's crazy because it's like, what is his relationship with Turkey since, you know what I mean? It seemed like he got excommunicated. Turk said, man, he rocking with his goofy ass. Manuel, what it do, homie? What's good with it? How you feeling, fam? So I don't know. I'll definitely see if anybody, if I could ask about it. Yeah, I'd be surprised if T will take it. To me, like I've always said, man, I just feel like he seemed like he had a point where he's being very selective and strategic as to what challenge that he take next. That would be out of the realm, outside the norm if he was a fighter, one of the black fighters that he'd be talking about. But I would respect it. I think everybody would, even with him coming up from a smaller weight class, that shit wouldn't matter. You know what I mean? It's just a good fight. It's a good test for you, a style matchup that people think you might not favor you. You know what I'm saying? Stylistically, it might be a headache. But then there are a fair amount of people that are Teofimo Lopez fans that feel like he could beat Shakur. So I would want to see it. Give that dude the opportunity to be a 4-division champion. That'd be dope. That'd be dope. Mike Ryan, my guy, what's good, famo? What's good with it, man? Let's keep rolling though, man. So look, Bud Crawford, man, hopefully he's off the hook. I hope for the remaining time that this fight is being built up, that people keep discussing the matchup and start highlighting the work that this man put in to get to this point. You get what I'm saying? I think he lived the right way. He done a lot of things the right way to get to this point and to have this kind of longevity and be at this level. And instead of people just appreciating that, like I said, it's always, nah, this dude got to be cheating. There's no way he's good like this. You know what I'm saying? Some people was like, man, there's no way, man. He had to be on something. The way that fight looked with Earl. And I know it looked crazy, but that should tell you something. That should tell you about you get what I'm saying? That should tell you something about Bud Crawford, bro. That should tell you exactly what it is with him. You get what I'm saying? He done it the right way, man. More of a reason to rock with him and appreciate him. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of guys that ain't in this position right here to even be this competitive this late in their career. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think when it's all said and done, he'll be able to retire on his terms. So it's a good thing. Losing Shakur, not the same as Cambosa. That's a fact. But sports, keep fighting the fight. You know it, Brody. You know it. We on the job. Shout out to my dog. We gonna keep building. Let's keep going though. Something I wanted to touch on that I didn't get to speak on. I didn't speak on it yesterday, but I seen some people asking some questions about it. So let me address it while we here, while we building, man. I seen this the other day from Rick Glazier, right? In regards to Tank Davis. I seen somebody ask me like or say, you know, something about if Rick Glazier is my source. I just wanted to be clear. The reason I even posted this and used this because these are teachable moments, right? Him out of all people, like, listen, every now and again, you might hear him say something positive in regards to something that's PBC or PBC related are in regards to one of their fighters. Every now and then, usually is when it's the most obvious, is when he'll say something decent. More times than not, it's always like a rumor, or he's heard this, or he heard that. Now, I can't say he's always wrong, right? Some people treat it like he's always wrong. He's not always wrong. It's just in this situation, I don't know if he has sources that would be close to Tank that's telling him that he's never going to fight again, right? Because it's like, why would they be looking to tell you a known hate or anything? So he's saying from several very reliable sources, Baltimore's finest, Tank Davis is retiring, won't fight again, is what he's telling those close to him. That Tank's supposedly fed up with boxing and Tank's retired till his money runs low. See, that's the part that I got to take with a grain of salt. It's always some type of shot. There it go. So you think somebody will come out and tell you, oh, yeah, he retired until his money get low. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy that he'll do this. I don't know. I mean, when it's Tank, man, people just be making up the news. Like I said, man, a lot of times with him, if you can't tell me it came from him, it's direct, somebody that's in direct contact with him, it's usually second, third, fourth, fifth hand information. And it don't be valid. You know what I'm saying? It don't be valid a lot of times. But shout out to Coach Kenny, man. Look, I know people on different sides of the spectrum with this. You know, some people feel like it's a chance that he hauling ass. Coach Kenny said, look, per usual, fake news, man. Kill the narratives. He ain't retiring. Listen, I doubt if the way he retires is gonna come from some tweets from some people that's outside of his circle. That's what I believe. So when I use Rick Glazer tweet, you know, it was more so to speak on the spreading of everybody saying retired. Now, he wasn't the only one. So a lot of different accounts and a lot of different media outlets, whether, you know, it's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, they all over the place. And they're posting about this guy retiring. Some people saying he won't fight again. Rick Glazer saying he ain't gonna fight till his money low. Man, all Rick did was add his own shit to the mix to me. And I don't feel like nobody of substance told him that he'll never fight again. I think it's obvious that right now, while he's taking care of his business outside of the ring, he ain't gonna be in there. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he'll be fighting right now. If he got legal issues, obviously he probably ain't thinking about boxing. You get what I'm saying? And he should be able to move accordingly, man. Whatever he decided to do moving forward is what he decided to do. But I definitely doubt he gonna make that decision with legal issues looming, right? You want to get that shit, like I've been saying, squared away, and then you can move on. But all this premature retirement talk is nasty work. Fresh Baker was good with it. Now, look, you got a real valid source, then by all means, if you reported on it because you was told from a trusted source, no knock there. But this shit is the same as usual, man. Retire this, retire that. All of it is not like just people making it up. I think it's people trying to connect dots, right? And it being a little premature. He's spoken about it. You heard him express his you know, disappointment, I guess, if you want to say, with the sport, or his frustration. We've heard this stuff. We heard the retirement talk. We heard Richardson Hitchens talk about how he told him, you know, spoke about retiring for real with him. So, you know, it's always a possibility. Even with him leveling with Loma when Loma retired instead of fighting him. The way he was very understanding of that made me feel like, you get what I'm saying? Like, he could be at a point where he could be considering it. But like I said, you just don't know. And I think it's okay to just wait until he make a statement, or a trusted source from his team makes a statement, not somebody that usually has negative things to say about him, right? I doubt if he's gonna be the first one to get the news. That's just me. That's my opinion on it. I think, you know, you gotta take it with a grain of salt, if depending on who it's coming from. If it's coming from somebody that, you know, you get what I'm saying? If it's coming from somebody that, you know, obviously don't like him, nah, then no, you don't want to take them as a trusted source. But again, it's just, I think when your name ring the way Tank's ring, people gonna speak on you. They gonna, and unfortunately, it seems like people are willing to make up their own news if they have to. So I don't think he retiring now, not in this way. I can't say I know what's next for him, but I could guess and say that if you're him, you probably take care of anything that's lingering outside of the ring before you step back in, right? I think that's just being smart. I feel like it's extremely risky to get in the ring and not be you get what I'm saying? And not be focused 100%. That fight was far too close the last time. Some speculate if he wasn't or was focused. You get me? So if that's even any example of how you could look when you're not all the way there, I doubt if they want to repeat that situation twice. So again, I guess he'll be out for some more months. Maybe the next, yeah, they weird. They just trying to get my attention, but I'm gonna ignore him. I'm gonna ignore him. He just talking, idiot. You know what I'm saying? But again, man, it's just like usual, bro. It's unfortunate what happened with Tank, and we can't get this rematch like they scheduled it. Frequent, what it do? But we're gonna see. We're gonna see, bro. We'll see. You know, I heard somebody mention different dates and things like that, but I won't be the guy. You won't get it from me because I ain't heard nothing about no solid dates. And I don't think nobody has any solid dates for Tank right now because of things that he got to deal with outside of the sport. That's gonna stop him from fighting anybody. So in the meantime, as I've stated, man, I think, he been in the content creator space, man. He been on some Twitch streams and different stuff like that. So I don't know. I want to see what's next for him. I don't know what's next for Lamont, but if you Lamont, it clearly don't seem like a rematch is the next order of business. So I think the best thing to do is decide what you want to do next. Do you want to try to make a fight with somebody at 35, maybe another champion? Or do you want to go back down to, 30 and kick some ass down there? You get what I'm saying? Tank can't retire, still ain't fight Jack Paul. Shout out to Roach for capitalizing on this moment. Yeah, man. Bud is the greatest fighter of our generation. Mr. Lister 60, man. Bud is one of the best, absolute best fighters in this generation, hands down, man. I don't think it's up for debate. I think he's proven it. But hit the like button if you haven't. Let's keep rocking for a bit, man. I think if you Lamont, man, you got weigh your options, bro. I just would like to see what's next for him because he made people want to see his next fight, I think, regardless of who he fight. I think if it's Tank, it's obviously a plus because that's unfinished business. But given the current situation and circumstances, I doubt if that's next for obvious reasons. And now Lamont Roach maybe get to move on and maybe challenge himself against somebody else, bro. You know what I mean? That's the only thing, man. I felt like Shakur and Lamont would have been a great fight to make, man. Great fight to make. I know Lamont will take the fight. You get what I'm saying? I know he won't be scary. It'll be a good one, but man, I knew he was the greatest then. Shout out to Mr. Yeah, man. Bud been that guy for some years, man. And he still is, man. He been on top of his game for a very long time. My Roach is still Jack Paul from Tank. I don't think nobody else is really considering fighting that dude. And I think Tank would have did it for obvious reasons because it's a money grab, right? But I think that's even scrapped right now. And it look like Jack Paul name getting thrown in there with other people. So Lamont got a decision, you know what I'm saying? I want to see him at 35. I ain't gonna lie, but that's just me. It's I support whatever he do, but I would love to see that Lamont and Shakur fight at 35. I think it'd be fun. It'd be a fun fight. He proved that he can compete at the highest level, right? I mean, so why not? Why go backwards? I don't know if if 30 is the move. It seems like he should just try to make his 35 his home now. He said, "Boy, go to UFC, be a champion." Shit. Know about that. That's tough, man. And McQueen, the professor, I don't know about that. That's tough, though. Bud is a dog, though. Being a sports junkie, I like how Lamont Roach is emerging as a star, right? At his hometown. Yeah, man. Yeah. Lamont doing right, bro. Wait, Usyk gives rematches. I got to put him number one. Yeah, man. I respect Usyk a lot. I do. I respect Usyk a lot. But you know what's funny? It's dope though. Mike Kirkland is dope because Usyk still put Bud number 1. So I'm not the best fighter in the world. That's Terence Crawford, man. Crazy. Usyk always giving that man his credit, bro. It's wild, man. It's wild, man. I like it though. But yeah, man. Heavyweight rematch King, man. He rematched like the most dangerous guys: Daniel Dubois, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, belt the ass, everybody. And yeah, humble dude. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. That's why people like him. It's hard not to like him. Yeah, I know he can wrestle a bit. No Bug can wrestle. But you know, at the championship level, I ain't saying he can't, but that shit just a little different. They striking. It's a lot of training that got to go into that, I believe, to be a champion at the highest level in the UFC. Now, I mean, if it's anybody that could put in the time and be able to do it, it's a guy like a Terence Crawford for sure. I'm not denying that. Nah, Bud Crawford is great, man. No doubt. Man, just crossing over in the sports, that shit is not easy, though. Just like it ain't easy for them UFC fighters to cross over in the boxing. Now, it might be easy to cross over, but it ain't easy to cross over and be successful doing it. You know what I'm saying? That's where it's difficult at. I need I'm very Usyk brand shirt. Strawberry fat cake. What the hell is going on? Make sure y'all hit the like button too with y'all trolls ass. Strawberry fat cake is crazy. Just watch the Stone Cold Street Engine. Yo, y'all crazy, yo. Here they go. I don't know where they come from, Reef. This week been really weird. This was one of the strangest weeks I've had on YouTube. Like a very strange week. Very, very odd, man. We're going to push through it, though. Shout out to Mr. Lister. Appreciate you, man. It's been an odd week, y'all. Hit the like button for your boy. We're going to keep chopping it up. It'd be crazy. Oh, man. So, yeah, man. As I was saying, just to wrap this part up, man, shout out to Tank, man. I just want to see him get his situation straight and resume his career if that's what he want to do. Riding off into the sunset is something that he want to do, then so be it. But Coach Kenny shot down, called it the fake news. Just wait and see what comes out of this situation. I'm pretty sure, like I said, legal matters at hand, man. That's the only thing that matters right now. You know what I'm saying? See? And there's so many different people reporting that he retired here, retired there. It's like, it's crazy. It's everywhere. He ain't retired, man. Not yet. Regis and JoJo can both ride off after they fight. I'm telling you, Tay, they better. G tatted up. What it do? Said the new war of the worlds. Ice Cube died. I ain't see it. I ain't see it. Hell nah. Hold on. I was about to play something. What I was about to play? Oh. So yeah, lastly, man. This is what happens when Tank is any controversy or he out of sight, out of mind, or people don't know what's good with him. Their imagination's always wandering. Shout out to the Boxing Voice and Ness, but just check this out.
I don't think that he got as much money as y'all think he got. I personally, that's why I think he's trying to get to the Jake Paul fight.
He don't got as much money as we think. Cool. How much you think Tank's career earnings have been, bro?
I believe they're way higher than all his peers. I don't think he's as far ahead as, let's say, a Devin Haney as we would imagine he is.
Nah, Tank's been making more money than Devin, bro. He's got anywhere from 45 to 50 million is his estimated career earnings. He's been making anywhere from 5 to 20. You know, he's making good money from his pay-per-views. 250,000 pay-per-view buys is $20 million, bro. Let's just say Tank is bringing home anywhere from 5 to 12. We ain't got to give him the whole 20. And that's not including the gate, my champion, where he's breaking gates, doing $20 million gates.
I don't even think he's that well off, like y'all said.
Look, I don't ever care about people's money, but I think anytime that it's controversy, like I said, surrounding your name and things are a bit different than what the fight fans are accustomed to seeing, here comes the speculation and people just, guessing something is wrong with your situation, but you just never know. I don't get into all that. At the end of the day, I don't got no reason to speculate about the man's money. Only thing I care about speculating for the most part is if he'll be back anytime soon. Now, I think it's a wrap for the rest of the year. I could be wrong. That's just my thoughts, but I think it'll be a wrap for the rest of the year. And it just seemed like that rematch going to have to be postponed. But who knows? Maybe they'll come out of nowhere and say, the rematch still on and whatever the case may be. I don't know. 250K is a lot. But a flop with everybody else. Yeah, I guess because at the end of the day, I don't think it's a flop though. I don't think 250K is a flop per se. But I think with him is he just always make up for like his numbers or something like that. At the gate it'd be good. Salute. Just what's good with it? Mar RV Mar, what's good, fam? All up in fighters' pockets. Yeah, man. He was like, I don't think he's well off like that. Remo said, Mr. Gary Russell and Roach. They was talking about it. They was talking about a fight between them. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind it. That'd be good too. That'd be cool. That'd be great, actually. You know what I'm saying? But I still like the other matchup better just because of the activity between the two. But yeah, I wouldn't be against it. Gary still showed you that he got it. He's still blazing fast. Still got that IQ. He's smart, box, in shape, good condition. I like Gary's performance. I like his comeback performance. And with that much time off, he looked good to have that much time off. Gary was sharp as hell, man. Devin Ryan did 300, 400K. Everybody said he lost money. He lost money. Yeah. That's because they silly, man. People just be saying something frequent. A lot of that stuff be agenda based, man. Be a lot of agendas people be pushing, man. Big text, what it do? But at the end of the day, man, I think it was a successful event, man. People showed up, a fight happened, dudes got paid, and guys moved on. You know. Shout out to the homie Big Text, man. Let's keep going though, man. But I don't know. I'm tired as Cowboy fan. Yeah. I don't know, bro. All of that, it's just like a lot of people names are switched. Now I thought it was y'all choosing to switch it. I think it's something maybe with YouTube. Something real strange. I'm telling you, it's been the weirdest week that I've had ever. It's very strange. Very, very, very strange. Very, 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 very strange, my friends. Are we just gonna keep rocking? Hold on, man. Let me get to that's just my name. Oh, that's you. Have to keep switching it back. I don't know what that is. It got to be something that YouTube is doing. Possibly. Maybe that's where it's coming from. But yeah, man, this shit, tech news always spread, whether it's true or not. I think the name alone just make people talk about it. You can tell by how some people break down the information in the video. If they happy about it, it seemed like it was a lot of people. I'm gonna say too many. I don't know everybody, but I seen some people kind of cheerful or happy that it seemed like his situation is not where it need to be. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm just not a fan of that. I root for the man, so I just want to see him get his ass back in the ring. Of course, when he get his business squared away, right? You know what I mean? But let's hear a couple of joints, man. I got a video from Tim Bradley, a short one, and one from Raymond Ford. Raymond Ford made a bold statement, man. He said Tank Davis is an easier fight for Shakur than Zepeda, man. I know a lot of people would disagree with that, but it seems like a hot take. We're going to get to it, though. Yeah, showing people handling it. Yeah, facts. It is. It's weird. It switched something, Ant McQueen. Switched something. I don't know. Yeah, twice at Twilight Zone. I'm telling you, this has been a strange week, but we're going to get through it, though. We're going to push through it. Barry said, just fed up with Tank Davis now. He didn't fight that, but T. was gorgeous. A good cherry pick. I mean, look, we here to have a conversation, so let's talk. Oh, he got it back. Shout out to my dog. We're gonna talk about that, George. We're gonna get to that, but I'm gonna just chop it up with with Barry because he said he's just fed up. Look, I get it, bro. You just want to see those fights. You want to see like those unification fights, fight guys that are deemed on his level and things like that, right? And I understand it. I get it. But I just feel like with him, his career has been moved a particular way based off money. I think they've chased the money. And when you had the kind of situation that Tank had, right? I think about it. He ran into Floyd Mayweather after he done, or his Pretty Boy Mayweather stage, right? Not my Pretty Boy Mayweather, his Money Mayweather stage. So think about how he groomed him and taught him to chase their bag and the money. And look how successful it's been. You know what I mean? Even up until this point, right? It's always worked. So it's like, I think when he came up the way he did, I don't think his plans was like, you know what, I'm going to be a legendary fighter one day. X, Y, and Z. I just think he was like, bro, you know what? I got to get this money. And he found out that he was good at boxing. It could keep him out the street, keep him working towards something, you know what I'm saying, where he could really change his situation. And I think those goals were more important to him than what us typical boxing fans have, right? Like, we want to see guys chase the greatness, the legacy. And I'm not saying he didn't chase that to any degree, but I think his ideal of it was just different. I think the number one focus was always, let's get this money. And think about what Floyd preached to him. Think about what Floyd was grooming him and saying, oh, man, those dudes could go fight each other, man. We getting this money. We making more money doing this. So just think about the schooling, who gave him the game. Think about who he learned the game from. Could you be fully mad? Think about the timing. He didn't run into Floyd during the Pretty Boy Mayweather stage. He ran into the Money Mayweather, the businessman, where I'm making bag moves. I'm fighting, guys where it makes good business sense and I, calculated risk and I can make money. I don't think that's a lack of belief in Tank or anything like that. I just think it's people seeing a way. They seen a guy that generate a lot of ticket sales, right? Put a lot of asses in seats. So with that, you want to continue for that gravy train to run. And with that, certain matchups are not going to be priorities. You get what I'm saying? Some of the matchups that we want to see ain't going to be priority. And that's the unfortunate part, because me and you, bro, as fight fans, we had the money to pay for that matchup whenever they set it up. But I think that's just what it is. The fact that the business of boxing is what it is very tough to, I guess, for people are going to protect that investment. It's in the way us fight fans, the way we break that down, we treat that like that means you're scared or you don't want to test yourself or you cherry picking. I get it. I don't think it's that. I just think it's being strategic, making money, and they see a guy in Tank Davis that delivering knockouts, viral knockouts that people want to see, and they know a lot of people are coming to see that. So with that, I think that plays a major factor in deciding who he's going to fight next. I don't think it's on him. And then when you got a guy and a fighter himself that doesn't ask for the fights, you see why it's easy for them to pick the opponents for him, right? Because he ain't kicking and screaming about it. He just allowed them to work it out. He say yay or nay. He go train and he beat ass and keep it pushing. You get what I'm saying? That's a fact, Omar. I'm telling you. So I just want you to take that in consideration. Oster 40 was good with it, fam. And I don't want you to change what you think or none of that. Just consider something different. I think what he wanted to accomplish is different than what people want for the typical boxer, right? We see how good of a talent he is, how dangerous he is. And we feel like with that, we want to see him push it to the absolute max. But with the way that he's moved, you feel like he hasn't pushed it to the absolute max. I don't like to call it cherry picking. I know what you mean. I say selective, calculated risk, right? Very, very selective at who you pick. But I don't think that's because they're scared that he's going to lose. If you think about it, bro, think about you having an investment. You're going to get what I'm saying? You're going to want to put that investment in the best situation possible. You're going to want to put that investment in fights that they can win. And real recognize real. They very well know what fights, at least to them, on their eyes, might be the most riskiest. And those might not be the ones that are of the highest priority, if that makes sense to you, right? They're going, especially when you got a jewel like Tank, he's proven that he doesn't have to fight the biggest of names, and he could, you get me? He could still make and generate that money. So as long as that's the case, it kind of, they're not for fights right now. I'm trying to put this the most logical way possible, at least from my vantage point of how I see it. So the boxing business is very calculated, all of it, not just Tank. But I think that's what it is, bro. Like we see those fights and we like, bro, just make the Tank and Shakur fight. And I think the business is like, hey man, is there anybody else we could fight where we could make this money and keep this going? I could be wrong as hell, but I know for a fact that they're not saying, well, let's see the most dangerous fight that we could put our fighter in next. That I know that's definitely not the case. So you get me? That's what happens when you're able to generate the kind of money that he's able to generate, right? I think a lot of people palms get greased. I think a lot of people get paid, and it's like a business. Rozilla, what it do, homie? I think it's like collectively they want to put this investment in a situation where they continue to all get paid. The investment, the fighter himself, and everybody else that might get paid by it. That's just me. So I think when you see a fight that's Shakur, that's very risky. So it's not going to be up the highest priority, right? Especially if they see that they can fight somebody else and still make really good money. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's not about the fighter being scared. It's about, providing this guy with longevity and getting the absolute, squeezing a lemon, like getting the most out of it. Like they're going to make sure they can make the money before they take those type of risks. Like you see it all the time. Like Errol Spence and Terence Crawford happened because they started talking to each other. They got on the phone. Errol Spence went against his team, went against the grain to make that fight. You understand what I'm saying? So it's going to be the same thing for these other big fights. Guys are going to have to go against the grain to make them or demand them. You get what I'm saying? And that's not the case. And if you're Tank Davis and you have a team that he feels like is one of the best teams in boxing, right? And, it's been working for him. They go find the opponent. He say yay or nay. Say yeah, they train. He beat them up. They get paid. It's been working. If you're Tank, do you necessarily rock the boat and try to go outside of whatever their initial plans is for you, right? And I'm only assuming it's this way because he's saying he don't ask for the names. He never asks for them. He don't call people out and all that stuff. We know this. So with that being said, he allows his team to do their job. And I think their job, obviously, is to find the next opponent for him to fight. And he gonna get it. He gonna get his bread. And that's gonna be that. And I think also another thing with opponent selection, I think certain guys, the Shakur Stevensons of the world, make a certain price point, bro. So I don't think they could afford to pay Shakur what they've been paying the rest of his you get what I'm saying? The rest of his opponents, I think he can make more than the rest of those guys. So I think that'll always be a potential holdup too. You know what I'm saying? I think they like to pay guys, and this is the business model. I think they like to pay his opponents these minimums, and maybe a percentage of pay-per-view, maybe not. And they make the fight. I think Tank demands a chunk of that purse. And I think shit is different when you fight another guy that's making bank too. You get what I'm saying? I don't know. I could be wrong. So who knows, man? But I tell you what, for some of these minimums that these opponents has fought for, Shakur won't be fighting for them minimums. I doubt it. So it's tough, man. 2 cents, what it do on me? Sonny said low risk, high rewards, Uber drivers, the mailman. So I imagine Tank would make serious money with them also. Yeah, appreciate Earl, man, for sure that. Earl's a real one, dog. Thought he shook things up when he got rid of Ellerby. I think so too. I mean, a lot of people might not realize that, or it might not stand out to him, but he's not there no more. He's not in the picture no more. You get what I'm saying? He ain't in the picture. You don't even see him nowhere. No, know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think things are definitely different. It's clear that the business in some way has changed. I don't like to over speculate and say the wrong thing. I don't want to come off like I'm being negative, but it's just like things changed. Could have led to some of his frustration. His frustration could have bled into his personal life. Now you're in a situation where you might be on the sideline for a bit longer. And it just is what it is. Boxing, man. Right, let's see if Conor Ben's never won a world title, never earned 25. Hell no. Nah, he ain't earned no 25 million against Eubank. Eubank said he made, did he say 8 figures? I think he said 8 figures for that fight. I think he said 8 figures. Eubank said 8 figures for that fight, G. Say 8 figures, but let's keep cooking for a bit, man, while we here. Shout out to the fam rocking out. Hit the like button. We're going to keep rolling. Turkey trying to say Saudi Arabia, Las Vegas. Let's get to this, man. Let's get to my guy Ray Savage, man. My boy Ray for my join that. There we go. My boy Ray Ford. So I can see why Gervonta is tired of BS. Me too. I can see it too. I mean, my opinion, just off hearing what his coaches said before, like, you know, treat him like you treat Canelo, you know what I'm saying? And then they not only do they not treat him like they treat Canelo, they treating him worse. It seemed like I get tired of they shit too, bro. I get tired of the damn boxing world too. You feel me? I get tired of they asses too. You know what I mean? And again, it's just, think about it, bro. It's a lot that come with it. You've been doing it all your life since you're 5-6 years old. You did it to beat the odds. You did it to beat poverty. You did it to stay out of the streets. You did it because you was nice at it, right? You did it to change lives, your situation. Now that you accomplished all that, you got a bunch of people on the internet talking about how you ain't this, how you ain't that. You need to be stripped. You holding up divisions. You don't want to fight nobody. You don't want to be great. But in Tank mind, he like, bro, and this is just my opinion. I can't tell you how he think, but he like, bro, do y'all understand what I overcome to get to this point? Who are y'all to tell me what I didn't do and what I'm not, how I'm not great? Yeah, maybe by your standards, maybe when you want to stack me up against the top 20, 30 best lightweights ever, maybe my name ain't on that list. But did people ever stop for 1 second to think that he don't care about that? I'm telling you, man, I really believe that. I probably dead wrong, but I believe like when you come from that situation, maybe your why was different than what other people's was. Maybe some people like, you know what, I want to be the best ever, and that's cool. Some people go out there and they chase that. But what has Tank always made clear? Man, get that paper right. I want my money. I'm about my paper. I'm about my bread. You get me? So that's all. I just think sometimes some people like, bro, I want to see how much money I can make with this shit. See, I mean, people's lives I can affect or change. You know what I mean? Change my situation for the better. Some generational wealth. That's what people be thinking, bro. And sometimes taking these riskier fights, you might not make it to that next bag. And I think, you know, people take calculated risks. I tell you that all fighters, all teams, all of them, you know what I mean? Matchmakers and all that stuff exists for a reason, bro. You get me? You know what I mean? You can make some money without having to take, you know, twice the risk. You're going to do it. You're going to do it. Or twice the money with half the risk. You're going to do it. Think about in terms of it, you investing in something, right? Your number one goal is to protect that investment. And that boxing is no different. So while we be thinking like, yeah, fight all the killers, man, fight the toughest guys in the world, man, that shit, they be like, man, who we could go make some money with? You know what I mean? Keep our guy winning. I'm telling you. Shout out to you. Yo, what's good with it, fam? I could say same Irish like favorite fight. Malaza, what it do, man? Tank always sit there and tell people about their resumes and so on. Yeah, I guess that's what it is, though, man. I guess, yeah, you know what I mean? I get it. He started talking about Nick Ball and what it do. He started talking about resumes and who ain't fought nobody and did this. But I think that's just fighter talk at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? I think that's fighter talk. And you know what I'm saying? It's just fighter talk. You know what I'm saying? But I do feel like that. I just don't think like I don't know. I don't feel like he be feeling like he just want to be one of the greatest ever. I mean, I feel like he'd be like, man, I want the money. I want the most money I could make off this. And he came from a guy that all he did was talk money All Floyd did was talk money, so I'm not tripping that he chasing that bread. You get what I'm saying? He like, bro, like, just check it out. And again, I always respect everybody where people are coming from. I just try to give you a different way to maybe see it or think something to think about, right? He figured, man, the politics of boxing, this shit man, it's hard as hell to get undisputed. It's mad politics involved. Then when you do get the belts, all you do is pay for them. He was taught the game by Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, we can get a belt. We'll pay a sanctioning body, but we're not about to pay 4 of them. And you heard it when Floyd used to say outright, yo, them guys need to stop worrying about tank. They need to fight each other. We getting this money. This is what he used to say. He was groomed and taught to move a certain way. And when people see him still on that same wave of thinking, it's like they tripping on him for it. But how could you be mad at something that he was taught? And tell me I'm lying. He wasn't with Floyd. Floyd talking that money shit. Floyd wasn't guiding him trying to make the most money possible. He said it. That's all. He was like, yo, Loma won a fight when he was speaking about Loma. Loma got to hurry up and fight because he older, man. We making money. We getting money. We can go do this and we make more money doing this. This is what he was taught. You get what I'm saying? He was groomed and brought up a certain way, mentored, should I say, a certain way. You get what I'm saying? It was about the money team, money Mayweather. It was all about the bag. Let me make the bag. Who do it make business sense as far as like who can I sell tickets with, take a calculated risk? You get what I'm saying? And get a win and keep making the money. That's not coward shit, it's business. And I said this before, boxing, every now and then it'll deliver you something that you really want. You'll see people take that risk. You'll see 2 guys get in there and risk it all. You'll see that. But a lot of times, guys going to protect the investment, man. And that's on either side. I ain't pointing the finger at nobody. But that just, in my opinion, that's the way I see it. That's what I see happening. And to get to a point, you think Errol Spence, look, Errol Spence was a big investment, I would say, right? He was a ticket seller. That was one of the cash cows, right? So to speak. So what reason will you think they encourage and influence Errol Spence not to fight Terence Crawford? You think because they scared of him? You think because they don't think Earl can beat him? It's not that. They know how risky it is, especially if you're going to fight the dude at a weight class where we know arguably you could have been up from. And then he went and still did it. So it's not about being scary. They got to be smart. This is how we see guys get to certain levels, selecting when to take challenges and when not to take them. It might sound like picking and choosing, cherry picking, all of that stuff. Nah, man, you cannot get to the level these guys get to if you just going out there fighting killers. And you know what I mean? You're going to groom guys. You're going to build the guy up. You get what I'm saying? You're going to get him the necessary, you get what I'm saying? Schooling, the right fights. It's a lot that go into this shit, man. It really is, man. Darrell Valsaint, Kid Blast from Pro Boxers joined Canelo and Kent to prepare for Crawford. Nice move. Kid Blast, huh? Shout out to Oster 40, my dog, man. You get me? I'm just trying to have a conversation that's different than slandering people because I'll be trying to understand. So along the way, I'm starting to see shit a little bit different, man. These guys make smart strategic moves because, again, think about it. Each time that you put your guy, your talent, your fighter in the ring, it's to put him in a fight where he can win. Get what I'm saying? And make money. You get me? Like we seen it. We seen this situation with, remember when they had where Sebastian Fundora team, they was thinking about Crawford. Then it was like Errol Spence, and the guy came out and said, it's my job to get my fighter the most lucrative opportunity out there. So while people was ready to say, yo, you ducking Crawford for Spence, they forgetting the fact that this is a business. And what guys is slated or expected to be a bigger ticket seller or proven to be the bigger ticket seller, it would be Errol Spence, right? Get what I'm saying? The bigger name. So it would be no surprise why they would go that direction. Then on top of that, Errol Spence has seen better days. It's all business, bro. It's all business. That's a perfect example of what guys be doing and how it be business more than being scared. You're not going to tell me Sebastian Fundora and his team was thinking about fighting Errol Spence because they're scared of Terence Crawford. That shit don't even make sense. You get what I'm saying? That's elite and elite. But then it just comes down to what makes more business sense. Oh, shit. Do I fight Terence Crawford? He ain't lost yet. He cold. Yeah, I'm going to go make good money with him. But I probably could make better money with Earl. Earl has seen better days. He's coming off a loss. And he still has a name. It's a winnable fight because he ain't looked his best his last fight, right? So who do you fight? You go fight Earl Spence. You go make that bag. You go take the more winnable fight. But it's not because you scared. It's about trying to be smart. Put your guy in a fight that he could win. That'll move his career to the next level. Get him that next bag. You know what I mean? So on and so forth. So a low-level pro with only 8 fights has had at least 100K put into his career. It hasn't made a dime yet. Boxing is a business. And let that sink in, man. I should be capping because bullshit business. Yeah. So you never know. Business, so it's extremely easy to create narratives. Yeah, that's why I stay narrative free. You know, I stay narrative free. But you try to be logical with it, you know, and understand that this shit really is a business, and these guys are trying to make the best decisions for their clients, for their fighters. And the best decision is not to throw them in the most dangerous fight possible. That don't be the best decision for them. If that fight comes with a shit ton of money, then I think they jump all over it. If not, then you know, then they end up going in another direction. So it's just crazy, bro. It's crazy to see how boxing is, man, and how this shit move, and the decisions that these guys make. It's tough, man. Like what we don't understand, we criticize. So when a guy makes a business move or a bag move, we'll say, oh, he's just chasing the bag. But put yourself in their shoes. If you're a prize fighter, you're going to chase money too. And I think at the end of the day, I know Tank talked his shit. Yeah, he criticized resumes. But I don't never think he was sitting around talking about I'm going to be the greatest fighter ever. I don't think he ever sold us that. I don't think he ever sold us. Like, you get what I'm saying? I'm going to be the pound for pound greatest ever. But one thing we know for sure is he about that money. We all understand that. And why? Because they was adamant about it. Pay me that bread. I want that bread. You get me? When I can make this kind of money and I ain't got to take the biggest or the craziest challenges, you're going to do it too. As an investment, you're going to do it. You know what I mean? It's easy to say from the outside looking in that you wouldn't do that. But, man, if a lot of us was in these guys' shoes, we probably moved the same exact way to make that money, man, because that shit make the world go round. You know what I'm saying? And boxing is run by the money, man. Follow the Muyan, man. But that's wild, man. Low-level pro, only 8 fights. Had at least 100K poured into him, and he made a dime yet. I'm telling you, boxing is a business, bro. And you spend so much time preparing and building up to start making money that when those opportunities come along where you're able to do it, why wouldn't you do it? You get me? You got an opportunity to make some money, and then a dumbass fan on the internet talking about, yeah, he just want to pay that. He just want to pay that. You dedicated your whole life to this shit. You dedicated your whole life to it. You 10, 12 fights in and ain't get paid a dime yet. And here you is 18, 20 fights in, and now you got an opportunity to fight for maybe a title with some money and somebody. You get what I'm saying? This shit is crazy, man. Mama's in camp for Tank, believe it or not. There was some people, even though the fight didn't happen, boxing's that's the fact, yo. It's a fact, because people don't work for free. You know what I'm saying? Friday night, beach, rolling on the punches. Telling you, cold hustle inside of that business. That's the fact, bro. That's a fact. That's a fact. The fact of the matter is, fighters all say things, right? They all are guilty of saying things. And the fact of the matter is, though, that everybody jockeying for position and trying to make the best moves possible. And along with that, sometimes comes those dangerous, those big fights that we want to see. You'll see them get put together. But more times than not, that money is not right. there ain't gonna be no fight. Fighters do say things to avoid each other, but I do think it's a matter of what you being told from a case by case basis. You get what I'm saying? Think about how fighters talk, how they be thinking in their mind that guys not on their level. You get what I'm saying? Think about it, like whether it's frustration or not. For a fighter to try to convince the world that a guy hasn't accomplished anything is why you haven't fought him. It's crazy knowing he's more accomplished than you. But think about what he's being told from his side of things. Think about what his team and his people telling him. They probably downplaying that dude, like in the shit he accomplished. You get what I'm saying? Like, man, he still don't make more money than you. Like, so you start to believe that shit because you're being taught and told something. So you start to equate talent by money in ticket sales and not accomplishments and accolades and winning the fights. I'm telling you, man, this shit is a dirty game. That's why they say that. Right, bro. I had to back you in the corner. You get me? You get me? Facts. You get me? Getting with info with Pal. We seen it with De Los Santos. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? I'm telling you, bro. You getting told, like, think about what, because it's competition. So ain't nobody sitting up, especially behind closed doors in them rooms by yourself with nobody around. You definitely ain't telling your guy that the competition is fucking with him. You like, bro, he can't mess with you. Ain't nobody coming to see his fights. Like, think about how they sell you this ideal of what your competition is. That's what I learned about boxing. They do a lot of selling you shit, and it's about who bullshit is you willing to buy. And they'll sit up here and convince a fighter that, yeah, your opposition, he really ain't that good. You see, look, people ain't showing up to see him. Look, he don't even get paid that much. He don't hit that hard. He don't knock people out. He ain't nothing. Like, I'm telling you, you hear that shit enough, you start to think like, man, that dude ain't shit. I ain't fight. I'm telling you, before you know it, now he's echoing the same shit that the business of boxing wants him to echo in order for a fight not to be put together. And we'll be sitting up here on the internet arguing with each other about who's scared and who's ducking. In reality, it's who's being manipulated more. Fighters get manipulated. They have pride, they have egos, they get told shit that's not factual. They get convinced of things that, you know, ain't really that what they're telling them it is. I'm telling you, before you know it, you got guys calling fighters that's on their level C level, bums. You ain't on my level this, and then you get in the ring and it's something different. I'm telling you, it's a dirty game, bro. These dudes be sitting around here selling these fighters some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Rod, man, my dog. I watched FA go from Ronnie Shields to being under Jay Prince management. Jay had to pay Shields for what he put in and pay for every green card. Yacht boxing is a business. That's right, man. That's real, bro. That's real. Business, yeah. I'm telling you, yo, you got to be on top of that game. You just got to be aware that it's going to be a lot of games being played, a lot of bullshit being sold. You get me? Just got to be aware because that it is, man. It is a nasty, nasty game out here. Man. Telling you, so let me take this off, man. But shout out to Tank, man. He ain't doing no retiring, man. I think some people would like him to retire because they convinced that he's somehow holding up boxing. And I get it to a certain degree, you know, as far as fighting mandatories and unifying titles. But I said this before, if that's not your goal and your plans, then people gonna be, you know, complaining till they blue in the face. At the end of the day, as far as it go when it comes to stripping fighters, y'all already know when fighters make money or considered cash cows, they kind of allowed to get away with certain things that other guys aren't. And in this case, I think it's the same with Tank. But shit, what's really going to change drastically if he vacates the title? He just won't be the champion. Like, so still going to make the money. It's not a whole lot going to change for him. So I think boxing will have to strip him. I don't expect him to say I'm gonna get a belt up. Nah, if nobody beat me for it, if y'all ain't making me fight nobody for it, if y'all not gonna make me follow a rule or abide by a rule, then I'm gonna keep doing what I've been doing. Sonny, what it do? He said boxing needs Tank. I mean, you know, it depends. Look, he's a hell of a talent. Boxing is fun with Tank in it, but the thing is, the sport is just big enough where not one fighter makes it go, right? He definitely adds an element of excitement and fun and all that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'll say this, you know, boxing needs talents like Tank, right? You need talents like that in the sport for it to be what it is. But no one fighter will make the game go by itself. You guys seen fighters take advantage from different promo companies while being signed to another. Everybody guilty. Yeah. Oh, halftime floor is halftime is better than Hatton and Marquez. Hey, that's real pugilism. That's real. That's real. That's real. Y'all hit that like button too, man. If y'all haven't, we're going to keep cooking for a bit. We're going to keep cooking on this rainy-ass Thursday. Like I said, bro mentioned it. He said it's been like the Twilight Zone. I swear it's been a strange week. It's almost like I'm not even here. I can't explain it. It's weirdest thing I've ever encountered, man. Tank ain't fighting nobody. So he just ain't fighting the guys you want to see him fight the most. And I think a lot of that is business related. And they're able to take advantage of the fact that he's not going to them demanding anything, right? If you're him and in his shoes, it's worked out for you so much. Do you rock the boat? I was saying that earlier, right? Yeah, now you said, yeah. So I think it's like, it's crazy, man. People move on their own terms. And I'm saying that to say, like, look at when they negotiated with Loma. They move on their own terms, I think, bro. And I think they was trying to deliver that fight. It did come to fruition. Lamont got in the mix, and they was expected to beat him and move on. I don't think they anticipated having to rematch him, but I think this wasn't part of the plan. Like, you know, they had to run it back. But now we kind of hear now where they've kind of essentially promised a rematch, so people just sitting by waiting. It's a tough situation because it's a lot to unpack and consider. Like, nobody can say he's ducking them, but you could say his focus is not these guys. You could say he's not asking for them. But you can't say he's ducking them per se, right? I just don't feel like he's making them decisions by himself. And I feel like he said it to us time and time again. The fact that he's not asking and demanding fighters, they pick him. He said it before. They don't pick him. They line him up. That's why I was like, why are people reacting so crazy when he said something about a list? Like, how a person that's not even picking or asking for the fighter is going to come up with a list? Do that even make sense? But people was like, man, he's fake as hell. He made a list. He just be talking. I'm like, man, a lot of these fighters just be talking because it's entertainment. And they know how to entertain us. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is just hard to do. Like, show me somebody that had a boxing list that really got through that shit. Not too many people, bro. It's very hard to get through a whole list of fighters, man. Think how much Tank generated off that tier of fighters he fought and got his money, made paydays, like fluid fighting. Augustus, Chop Corley, the Florida advisors. That's huge success. Yeah, man. I feel you, Ulster. You want to see them fights, bro. But I think that's what it is. You know, I think that's what it is, bro. I feel like most people don't share his situation. Like, most people, it matters who you fight for you to make the money. With him, not so much. And I really feel like it's gotten to a point where they comfortable with that. They like, bro, we ain't gotta take the biggest risk and we can still make money. So we could take calculated risks. We could take our time picking our opponents, and you get what I'm saying? And I just felt like he's the epitome of a prize fighter. That's what people missing, and they said this all the time. They always told you this. You got some guys that say they chasing greatness and all that, and then you got guys that's like, yo, I'm getting that money. Getting that damn money. I'm going to get these knockouts, and I'm going to keep getting this money. I'm going to fight who I want to fight. I'm going to do it on my terms, and I'm going to walk away when I'm ready. I think that's what's up. I think that's what's been, you know what I mean? It's what it is, man. But let's keep rolling, man. I meant to pull this up. Let me see. Raymond Ford. Raymond Ford. Let me get this up, man. Tank first pay-per-view.
Sensational young fighter Ray Ford. Thank you for
giving us time. And then think about it, Reed. Is he that? You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if you had to sit that man down and ask him his goals, I think they'll be different from what the fight fans think, right? He said not a champion pay-per-view star, right? I think his goals would be different from what the fight fans, you know what I'm saying? What the fight fans want and what he want different. Like you say, he just all signs always pointed that he was about his bread and he wanted that money. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Johnny Boy. But let's hear what Ray Ford had to say.
Man, how are you?
Yes, sir. I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. Thanks for asking. I want to get right into it. You got a lot of people are looking at you. Your skill set is, people care about you and you have a lot of fans. So what's next for you? Who's your next opponent? I think you had a opponent change, right?
Yeah.
Say it's not fair when fighters say I'm fighting for the money. Nah, I mean, look, I can't tell you how to feel about that because I get you to a degree. It makes you feel a certain way when fighters say they fighting for the money. You gotta think, but it's the truth. Because what is their occupation as a boxer? The prize fighter, right? To get that money. So that's why you have people like that are legends, considered legends or rare breeds or different kind of talents because they have the ability to not only chase the money, but make you feel as though they're chasing greatness and legacy and all that good shit with it. That's just not the reality for the average boxer, I think. And with Tank, the problem is because we see the talent and we feel like no matter, you could put him in there with any of them guys and they're going to be great fights. He can campaign at 140. They're going to be great fights. You see the talent. You just want to see it pushed to the max. But what if in their mind, they found a way to make money without having to take the biggest risk. And on top of that, Tank is a person. They ain't got to damage him. They ain't got to put him in damaging fights if they don't want to. Take the least amount of risk for the most amount of money. You get what I'm saying? I think that's the case. I think that's the situation. And they become accustomed to having that level of success without having to fight the most dangerous guy on the mat. But he's been through a number of different weight classes. He's been an undersized guy on numerous occasions. So he is challenging himself. I just think his biggest challenges are not the names. And it all depends on if that's what he really wants. Do you want to fight those guys? His fan base, the biggest fans, they say he won all of these guys. I just say I would like to hear from him and what he actually want to do. And I feel like time will reveal all. So I just think it's a lot to consider, bro. You know what I mean? I really try the best I can to put myself in their shoes. You found out that it's like they found a loophole. They found a way to be successful without taking the craziest and the biggest of challenges. And I think that's rubbed people the wrong way for the ones that see it that way, right? They're like, man, you fight, the janitor from down the street or, the worker, the warehouse worker here, and you sell out. And yes, they kind of like he's a cheat code, Tank is in that regard, right? Because he generates that buzz. He makes you want to see him. People show up no matter what. You know what I'm saying? If he's fighting Jake, that shit going to do numbers. It don't matter who he fight. It's going to do numbers. So it's just a rare situation to be in. And I think it's very hard for people are greedy in boxing, right? You get what I'm saying, Oster? So if you greedy, you see a way to make money with this guy, you're gonna milk that shit, yo. You're going to milk it. And I think that has a lot to do with opponent selection. It's not about you're not scared to put the fighter in there, but you just want to ensure that y'all continue to make bags for the foreseeable future. And you feel like you can keep selling this fighter, I'm going to keep getting you paid. Don't worry about what the fans say, man. You are great. And then when, like I said, when he see the odds that he beat from the place that he come from, it's hard to sell to him that he's not winning. So it's a lot. So I think that also can have an impact on how he think and how he look at other fighters. You get what I'm saying? He like, bro, I done beat the odds. I'm making way more money than these dudes without fighting them. Now they got to do something. What they're selling to him is money over legacy. Some people are being taught the other way. But in his case, it's like, nah, we found a way. We can make this bag. We can make this bread. You their biggest fight. They all need to fight you anyway. They got to catch up. I'm telling you, it's a tricky game, man. It's crazy. I think it's a lot of manipulation and brainwashing that go into boxing. I really do. Kachi, me too. Floyd said, nah, he fighting Abraham Nova now, I think. Floyd said, nah, Tank gonna be front and center. I'm telling you, get that bread. Play competitors yacht at some point. It has to be fair for the fans. Yeah. Nah, I get you. I get exactly what you're saying. I think it comes down to this too. Nobody 135 is fighting killers. I don't think it's a bunch of killers there, Nick Baldwin. So I've been trying to not make that the case with Tank. I just try to, give a different viewpoint of why they may be going the way they go. PGH, big dog, my guy. The Butcher, what it do? Tank's fight as a competitor, never had a top rank type matchup. Shit, nah, I don't. I feel you, Nick, man. Look, it's all good. That's the way you see it. I respect it. I just look at it like this. And let me get to this video too while I got it up. But so you never had a top rank type matchup. Just go look at his entire resume, Nick. Go look at the entire resume. It's some I don't even know if they call them top rank type matchups, but Shakur is considered a top rank fighter. He started over there. Most of his fights is from top rank, right? Shakur Stevenson never faced an opponent with a losing record. As a matter of fact, I don't think he ever fought a guy with more than 4 losses. Get what I'm saying? Like, he's never like. So it all depends. Keyshawn Davis is very similar too. I don't think he fought an opponent with a losing record. But those two guys get some of the most flack for who they fight, and they get told that they don't fight nobody. But go find Shakur, Keyshawn, Tank Davis, and whoever else you want to put at 35. Go look at all their resumes and see the difference. Like, 2 of them guys ain't never fought guys with a losing record. I think you could say it's top rank, but top rank might have matchmakers. So would PBC. It's no different. I think everybody has some type of matchmakers or somebody matchmaking, right? Even if that's not the name of the position, I feel like somebody is putting them together, the matchups. You know what I'm saying? But money is doing what it did when it was created after the partner phase of America's found. In the boxing, every time people don't put the money. I'm out here. Nah, that's what it is, bro. People gonna always be for the money, and you can't blame them though. Could you blame them, should I say, because people risking their lives. You get what I'm saying? You risking their lives. You get what I'm saying? You're risking their lives to get paid. Like, so they gonna want that money. Sometimes you gotta put yourself in the shoes of the fighter. We be fight fans. We just want what we want because we got the money. We paying for it. But this is the thing. I'll say this, bro, and we could keep moving. You don't have to pay for it. That's the great thing about combat sport, any sports. You don't have to pay for it. You don't have to support it if they're not giving you your money's worth. You could say you out. I ain't rocking with it. You know what I'm saying? Zepeda faced a lot of guys with losing records. We're not even talking about Zepeda, fam. I don't even know what that was supposed to mean. We're not talking about Zepeda. He's saying top rank Zepeda on Golden Boy. He said Tank never had a top rank type matchup. That's the only reason I brought up Shakur. I'm like, he's considered a top rank fighter. He don't got he never fought a losing opponent with a losing record. But they'll tell you he ain't fought nobody, but they favorite fighter will fight some dude with 13 losses and shit like that. And they won't say nothing. The fact of the matter is all of these guys get groomed and built and developed a certain way. For me, I appreciate the development process because I think that's key and instrumental to getting a fighter to that next level. Shout out to my guy Robert. Let's keep on. The Butcher, you a fool, bro. You always come here talking shit. Hold on, let me get this back right, y'all. Let me pull this back up with Ray Ford. We're going to get to this. Appreciate everybody rocking out with me. Hit that like button, man. Sub to the channel. Appreciate y'all. Going. Yeah, y'all opinions is all welcome, bro. Just as long as ain't nobody, saying nothing crazy to me. Shout out to Robbie. Yeah, now Corey going. I love the performance he had. He going see greatness wise. Oh yeah. He said, "Nah, I can't. Oh, nah, I never said who we fight." About that, I just want to see the greatness. That's the thing, though. Yeah, what you might deem greatness might be different than what he deemed greatness. Might be different than what his team deemed greatness, or anybody else, right? Like we might just see it differently in that regard. Like I said before, and tell me real quick, does this make sense? I said this a couple times before. Sonny was good with it, fan. If you beat the odds of Baltimore, right? If you watch people growing up getting shot in the head, getting killed, people getting life sentences, just not making it, all these type of people, and you managed to outlast all these people, stayed in the gym, you stayed focused on the craft, now you making the money. Now you trying to get out of this poverty-stricken situation where you come from shit, you broke, you poor, you like, bro, I gotta change this situation. So while some people are able to think about like legacy and gold medals and joining the Olympics and titles and undisputed, he like, bro, I'm thinking about this bag. I'm thinking about making sure I never go hungry another day in my life. I'm trying to make sure that the people around me never go hungry and never another day. Now think about it. Then you get with a guy that's one of the best fighters in the world that's teaching you the game, and he teaching you about the money. He's showing you, he exposing you to the cars, the jewelry, the money, everything that come with it, and he sell you a story. And you got the talent to fulfill this shit, and you start doing it, you get to a point where you like, bro, I'm about this money. Fuck them belts. Oh shit, I can keep doing this and making this money. Oh, these dudes got to catch up. So think of some of the reason he talks the way he do is because of how he been molded or mentored. He been taught a certain way by one of the most braggadocious money-making guys in the sport. So it's no surprise that he's in it to make the money. And he's been very clear and vocal about that. I'm about my money. I don't care about no undisputed belts, no legacy, all that. They say we don't care about being great or a legend. He said, I'm a legend where I'm from. So imagine a person from the city of Baltimore that came from his side of town can't tell you he's not a success story, or he's not great, or he's not a legend where he's from. You heard him. He said it in one of his most recent interviews. Yo, I'm a legend where I'm from. I don't care about what they talking about. So you get me? So imagine a person on the internet telling you what you not, and you not showing greatness, but you are, because you beat the odds of Baltimore. Like you beat the streets, you beat poverty. You get what I'm saying? You beat the harsh upbringing that you had, right? Just homelessness, right? You cheated death in some regards. You cheated jail. You get me? And now you got these dudes up on the internet talking about how you ain't great because you ain't fought a Shakur Stevenson. He like, bro, nah, man, my level of greatness don't start with a fucking name. I just need y'all to understand me. It don't start with a name on the other end of the ring from me. My greatness started the minute I beat the odds. The minute I decided to fly straight. When I seen people going left, I went straight. I stayed in the boxing. I got myself out the street. I got linked to one of the dopest fighters in boxing. He showed me the way. He opened my eyes to this money. I made it. I done beat the odds. I am great. I showed everybody from Baltimore, this is how you do it. You get me? So look, I want people to understand, yes, the conversation when his career is over, it might not read that he's the best fighter ever in the world, or he's the best lightweight, or it might be some meat left on the bone, or some potentially unfulfilled greatness left there, right? It might be there. But at the end of the day, Tank Davis, I feel like as the fighter, Gervonta Davis is going to be able to sleep at night because he did it for something different than himself. Greatness just don't start and stop with how we think or what name is in the ring with you or what name is on the resume. Yo, he's great so many times over because he beat the system, bro. You get me? He beat the system. It's like, it's different. He like, bro, I beat Baltimore. I beat the hood. You get me? I beat my upbringing. I beat this shit. I didn't, look, he's still fighting his little legal battles and shit, but you get what I'm trying to say? All I'm saying is he might not care about those conversations that we have about who's the greatest fighter ever or who's this or who's that. He's like, bro, I'm GTD. I'm a household name. People come to see me. I might not have to fight everybody in the world for people to respect me, but they don't care who I fight, because my fans, they just care to see me fight because they understood the odds that I've been up against my whole life. No, that don't excuse you fighting top tier talent because you grew up hard. There's so many people with that story, but I'm just saying, part of me as a man really believes that that's what helps him sleep at night. His why is different than what everybody else's is. While we sitting here complaining about who he fought, you think he give a fuck about that? He don't care because he beat bigger battles than anybody that's ever going to throw a punch at him. If you beat homelessness, that's a bigger battle than anybody throwing a punch. If you beat a poverty-stricken situation, you get what I'm saying? Like broken homes, like you beat so many different things. You've seen so many people die, and you still here, you still thriving, you at the top of your sport. You get what I'm saying? Maybe that just might be the criticism. Man, he ain't had the biggest names on his resume, though. Still ain't going to stop you from feeling like Tank Davis is one of the coldest. You just going to always say, I don't know how good he is just because he didn't fight this guy. But I said this before. He beat a different type of odds, and I truly believe it. I feel like that's how he's able to make the peace with himself. Like, he like, bro, you telling me y'all see, because it's more than one way to look at this. Yeah, y'all keep telling me who I ain't fight. I ain't fought this one or that one. They ain't fought them guys either. And then you know what? While we at it, while we talking about it, guess what else they ain't do? They ain't break no gates. They ain't breaking no records. They not putting as many asses in seats. So what is we really talking about? Because how long could they hang on to the fact that he older than them? He not that much older than them. Where you get what I'm saying? So it's like they pretty much all in the same boat to a degree. Shakur is very accomplished. He got the ups in that regard, but when it comes to like competition level and namesake, they all enter around the same level. But then when you look at Tank and the things that separate him, yeah, Shakur got a couple divisions, Unify, he got some shit that separate him, right? But then you look over at Tank and he got things about him that separate him from the other fighters. You get what I'm saying? It's like give and take. Everybody got something that you could kind of question, right? You know what I'm saying? But I think when it comes to Tank, people spend so much time talking about where he may have fell short or where he's lacking that they miss the things that he's actually done. And he's been a very undersized, small fighter beating up these bigger guys. It is impressive. Yeah, you want to see it against the biggest names, the best names. I say this shit's like a broken record, right? We want to see all the same stuff. But you can't tell him that he is not successful. Can't tell him that he ain't at the top of his game. He's running around being God's biggest opportunity in fight. That shit means something. So there's things that God's accomplished that he hasn't, and there's things that he's accomplished that they haven't. And he cares about money. He about his bread, bro. And he said that. I want my money. Anybody that's telling you I'll make my money and go sell off into the sunset on an island somewhere, that's not nobody, in my opinion, that care about who think he great, yo. I don't think he care about that. I'm sorry. I really want people to hear me on that. I don't think he care. Like how you care about who he fight at the end of his career. He like, bro, I made my money. I kicked ass. I put on for my the whole city of Baltimore. I put on for all of them. It's people that probably feel like they could be a world-class boxer and make money now because they seen me do it. So it's so much shit to look at when it pertains to Tank that you can look and say that shit makes him special. That's what makes him a legend. So again, maybe when you put him against the best fighters ever and the deepest resumes, maybe his name ain't gonna come up for that conversation. Maybe it's not. But when it's time for who put the asses in seats, who people showed up to see, who performed, who knocked people out, who delivered, he checked a lot of boxes. Yeah, it might be some boxes he don't check, but I swear I'm telling y'all, I don't think he cared. I don't think he cared. I don't think when it's all said and done, he like, bro, I made it. I made it. I made it. You get me? Look how people lost it on Big Baby because he didn't care about what people cared about. That's a prime example. I'll switch gears. I ain't even got to say Tank. I say Big Baby. When Big Baby came out and told people that he want to make money and he don't care about all the other shit, look how they started writing him off. Oh, he don't got the right mentality. Oh, he should just get out of boxing. Nah, he shouldn't just get out of boxing. He telling you what it is. And we're selfish fans at times. We be so caught up into what we want and what we want to see that fighter accomplish based on the talent we feel like we're seeing. If he don't see it that way, we write him off. And Big Baby is like, yo, the hell with y'all, bro. I got talent in this shit. I'm going to do this shit for a little while. I want to make some money, and I'm out. They like, man, nah, he needs to get out of boxing. Retire, then he ain't never going to be great. He don't do it sound like he care about that? You get me? That's all I'm saying. So I speak differently because I also take into account that what the fighter might want for themselves is different than what I might want to see them do. Yeah, you might want to see, all right, for example, right? We would have wanted to see Boots stick around some people, right? And maybe see if he could have negotiated with Brian Norman again, made a fight down there and finished chasing Undisputed. But guess what Boots said? Boots said, yo, now is the time to drop these belts and go up to 54. Do you get what I'm saying? We always want shit for these fighters, but just because they don't want it for themselves don't mean they don't want to be great. Maybe the ideal of what it means to be great is different than what you think. And what I'm saying, listen, when it's time to have the best fighters of an era conversation, yeah, resumes is going to weigh in heavily. But when you sit up and ask about fighters that was able to make some of the biggest impact, it's going to be no denying that Tank Davis made a big impact on the sport. And he did it while having people arguing about who he didn't fight. Think about that, y'all. All you got to do, he could tweet right now and this shit going to be viral, yo. And y'all know it. You get what I'm saying? He impacted the sport in his own way. You get what I'm saying? And I think people will remember the knockouts and shit like that. But they might always question how good he could have been because of, he didn't fight this one. But when you look at Tank Davis and you ask him how good is he compared to where he came from, he is by far one of the most successful people that is going to come from his neck of the woods. And it's very hard to tell a man, look him in his face and say, yo, you ain't shit. You ain't fight Shakur. You ain't fight Tio. You ain't shit. You ain't unified. And Tank sitting over there like, bro, I done seen X amount of people get killed, shot, gun violence. I done seen X amount of people get life sentences, go to jail. You get what I'm saying? The situations, like so many people not make it to this point. So many people pass away, just didn't make it. And you up here talking about some fucking belts and you wonder why he don't care. You see what I'm saying? It's different. Everybody ain't got to care about the same shit. You have a small percentage of fighters that really gonna, I guess, chase the legacy and all of the shit that come with it, right? The accolades. But you got some people they beating a different kind of odds. That's what I believe. I really do. You get what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. He gonna always be a success. You can never tell that man he ain't beat the odds. He ain't make it. He's a failure. By whose standard? By whose standard? You get what I'm trying to say? We got to put it in its proper context. Be like, yo, it's some more he could have did. With all that talent he got, he could have did more. He could have beat some of these guys. Yeah, he could have. It's a conversation. But let's make sure we remember to include why we wanted to see him in these fights, the actual work that he did put in, the odds that he actually did beat, and how he overcame, bro. That shit is real. I respect that. Hey, man, you fight who you want to fight. I have an option. I could buy it or not. That's all. That's why I don't be tripping, bro. So when people say he don't want to be great, I say by whose fucking standards? Your standards. Think about it. You're from the outside looking in. You don't box. You don't train. You don't fight. You just like a fan. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no disrespect. But you like, yeah, you got to do it this way. And yeah, nah, fight him next because I feel like you should do this. Think about what you're saying. You telling another man how they should move based on how you think. I don't expect that. The ones that do it, those are the ones we talk about for years and years to come. The ones that really made the moves that the fans wanted to see, right? And then the ones that did it their way, well, it's a different conversation for that. You get me? Shout out to my brother Mike Kirkland, man. And well said, Just. Can't say Tank didn't become successful. You can't say he didn't chase greatness because if you never sat down and had the conversation and know what his goals are, you don't know. What if he really was in it to make as much money as possible and retire? we're gonna be mad at him for that, knowing the circumstances that he beat, knowing the situation he came up out of. I can't be mad at you for that. I can respect you for being honest. So he's very honest and vocal, man. Look, I'm chasing this bag. I want my money. You hear a name like Jake Paul mixed with Tank, that's telling you something. He about his bag, but he did it his way, bro. You know what I mean? Everybody ain't gonna chase greatness the same way. Greatness come in many shapes and forms, bro. It don't always come in the same package. And that's what I see when I see Tank Davis, bro. That's all. You know what I mean? It's hard to look at the man and say you ain't did shit. But again, when you're having a conversation amongst like resumes, now maybe you start talking about some shit there. Maybe it's some conversation and discussion to have, but that's cool. But you ain't got to trash him to have that conversation. You don't have to say he didn't do nothing. He didn't accomplish shit, because you would be a lie. Ask the average person from Baltimore if he's accomplished, if he made it, if he's a failure, if he ain't shit. We go to the extreme all because they not doing what we want them to do. Yeah, I want to see them shit too. But I understand that I have no control over who fights who next. None. All I can do is support it. So when he fights, that's my option. I could say, Tank, I don't want to see you fight Roach rematch. And I could not buy it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to support it. I ain't tripping. I can't control guys fight. The ones that, you know, when it's all said and done, that fought more of the fights that you wanted to see, there's a conversation. There's a certain appreciation that I'm going to have for that fighter. You get what I'm saying? That's it. But I think, again, man, people miss it. These dudes gonna move according to their own drum, and if it's anybody that moves accordingly, it's Tank. He moved to beat his own drum, bro. You know what I mean? You gotta respect that, even if you don't like it. You know. Shout out to Mike Kirkland, my brother. God, Cal, cool it, man. I seen you. What I do, Cal? How you feeling? Shout out to my baby girl, the Queen, Miss Jusdueboxing in the building. I see you too. My bad. I was running my jibs for a minute, man. You got all sides with lots of other people couldn't do that. You get me? I want people to know I get how y'all feel. I'm just trying to give you something else to consider. Not change your mind. I'm just trying to give you a different perspective. Maybe you could look at it a little bit differently. Say, damn, I've never seen it that way. I never thought about it from his perspective. Think about what he want out of boxing. People don't even care. We'd be like, nah, we want to see him unified. We don't care what he want. We don't care if he want to do this. We got our money. We paid. We're a boxing fan. You get me? I get it, y'all. I swear I do. But it's not worth being mad over. He gonna move how he want to move. Always know you have an option whether or not you want to watch. If he really not moving how you want to see, don't watch. You know what I mean? Be like, I ain't watching. I ain't watching, boy. He don't move right. But I'm telling you, bro, the boxing is a tough sport, bro. It's a tough ass sport. Shout out to my queen, man, the baby girl, Miss Jusdueboxing Banks, my dog, man. Yeah, I'm telling you, see, he said he won't care about nothing these fake ass fans got to say. I'm telling you, like, because look, at the end of the day, the real support is understanding that I can't dictate your career from my computer chair or wherever you sit. Real support is understanding that sometimes y'all gonna make moves that I might not understand from my seat. Real support is understanding that it's not always going to go your way. You're going to have time. You're going to face adversity, whether that's inside the ring, outside the ring, with an opponent across from you in a particular fight, in a training camp. At some point in your career, you're going to face adversity. Real support supports the fight, rocks with the fighters through their adversity. You get what I'm saying? And they understand that you can't dictate how these people move. You get what I'm saying? You just never know what the conversations are in them rooms. You never know what their plans are. I could only choose to support what I deem worth my money, time, and attention. That's it. So, like I said, man, I think Tank Crawford, he checked a lot of boxes, man, when it's all said and done. And it might be some that he don't check. But that in no way, in no world, could you look at the career of his and be like, that's a failure. Yeah, he didn't do nothing his whole entire career. Nah, man, he just didn't chase what you deemed to be greater. You felt like belts solidify how great he is. He feel like he don't. He feel like as long as I'm beating ass, knocking guys out, making his money, I'm good. Could you tell him he wrong if he felt that way? That's what I'm saying, man. We set standards for fighters that they don't set for themselves. Our standard for Tank Davis might be totally different than what his own standard for himself be, whether that's higher or lower. We don't know, but I could tell you it's probably different. So at the end of the day, these fighters don't, as much as they talk about, I fight for the fans, I do this for the fans, I feel like they do as much as they can for the fans. But when it's all said and done, they got to do what's best for them and their families and their teams. So it ain't gonna always be the truth, man. Despite who's on the other side of the end of the ring from them, it just depends on what conversation you have. You get what I'm saying? None of these guys that you want to see him fight, do you feel like just mops the floor with him? So, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's going to be up to him if he wants to chase greatness in that way. But if not, then so be it, man. On to the next, man. Keep doing your thing. I'm going to support what I deem worth supporting. I watch his fights. I appreciate his fights. I rock with him. I mean, you fight, I support. I mean, Davis gang is the truth. Sonny, man. Teach, she said, what you say to people who think Bud is dirty? I think maybe they allowed their personal feelings at some point to cloud their judgment on what they seen. I think if you really watch Bud through his career, I think the success he's having is a product of consistent hard work, doing the right work through the years, through the weight classes. I mean, since 08, he's been proving it, man. I just think people that think Bud is cheating might not like him. So it might be easier to believe some foul shit because you don't really like him. You're not too fond of him. But I just think people got to give Bud more credit for what he actually done and what you can prove that he is. And what we can't prove is that he's a cheat. But what we can prove is that he's been one of the top fighters for years. You know what I mean? And arguably the best guy, one of the best fighters in boxing, if not the number one top guy to have a legendary career and be broke. Don't make sense to me as a fan or man. Y'all fans don't spread none of that. Oh yeah, none of them medical bills. I'm telling you, it's a lot. So we gotta keep in mind, like, even the fighters that gave you the fights that you wanted to see the most, like, they might come up in conversations, but when they all messed up at the end of that shit, them fighters don't be there. So you got a lot of people that think differently about taking challenges, man. You got people that be thinking about life after boxing. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. That's why you have certain fighters that fit into a small percentage, a rare breed, cut from a different cloth. The ones that appear that chase greatness their entire careers in the way that you see fit, right? But I just think it take more than you fighting the name to be great in boxing. I think that's part of it. I think that's a respectable part of boxing, fighting the killers, fighting the names, the other guys that's deemed on your level. But I think consistently performing at a high level, being a part of like record-breaking numbers, I think there's a conversation for that as well. But just because you made the most money don't make you the best fighter. And that's okay to say that too. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if your goal was to be one of the highest paid fighters and you done it, what could I say? You know, Rob, you say done pretty good. Absolutely. Done damn good. Sonny Boy Boxing, my guy. Appreciate you, man. You give me teachers, that sums it up. So respect to Terence Crawford, man. I think his career need to be more appreciated for real, because he done it the right way. I think when you see how great Errol Spence was at his absolute best, you could appreciate a Terence Crawford more, right? Because you've seen some of the slip-ups that Errol Spence had, right? Some of the regrets he had with the stuff outside the ring. You see Terence Crawford has been on the other side of that. It's not that you knock Errol Spence, but in a strange way, you can look at his situation and have more of appreciation for Crawford because he's been able to avoid those temptations and pitfalls that a lot of us fall into, right? So it's not the knock Errol Spence. You appreciate him just as much, right? Because he sacrificed through all the decisions he made, whether it was good, bad, or indifferent outside the ring. He still gave you the fights and performed at a elite level. And it took an elite special fighter to beat him, right? Despite all the mistakes he might have made outside the ring, it still took a very special Terence Crawford with a special performance. So it's just a lot to like about them dudes, man. I did it again. It's a lot to like about these dudes and appreciate. Let me get this. Hit the like button, man. We got a couple more things we want to talk about. 2 videos in my play before we get up out here. Today's champions, Tank Davis, already beat their ass. Top fighters, Bud Crawford. I want to be the champion the way you want me to be. I'm going to be the champion the way I want to be. It's crazy. I don't know that quote, but I said something similar along them lines. Maybe not word for word, but I said something similar. Dudes are going to move their careers on their own terms, not on the, how the fighters want to see them do it. You know what I'm saying? It was Crawford had signed the PBC and got in the 140s. Oh, I would have liked that too. That would have been fun. I wish Tank was a little bit bigger. Boy, yeah, Max 7, what it do? Now I get you, Mike Kirkland. I get that. I just think one of the reasons for it was business related. Mike, I think the way he got paid as opposed to the PBC business model, like, because you think that was one of the holdups with the fight falling out the first time. Discrepancies with money and how they get paid. One guy talking about back end, other guy talking about upfront guarantees. I think that was always like, think about it when you see those fighters fight. It's Loma and Tank didn't happen. I would have been like PBC and Top Rank. I just think they business models are such drastically different from each other. You get what I'm saying? It cause a holdup when it's time for their fighters to get in there for some reason. It's crazy. Well, let's keep going, man. Let me play this video I've been meaning to play, man, so we can tie all this stuff in. Shout out to everybody. If I didn't say what's up, salute to you. Hit the like button. Support the build. We're gonna wrap up shortly. Let's get to this. Let's get to this, man. Let's get to my guy Ray Ford, man.
With a sensational young fighter, Ray Ford. Thank you for giving us your time, man. How are you?
Yes, sir. I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. Thanks for asking. I want to get right into it. You got a lot of people are looking at you. Your skill set is, people care about you and you have a lot of fans. So what's next for you? Who's your next opponent? I think you had an opponent change, right?
Yeah, I was fighting Anthony Kakaski. He ended up pulling out due to an injury, he said. And now we fight Abraham Nova.
Okay, and what about Abraham? What's up with his skill set? What do you think about him? Is he gonna, what type of problems could he bring to you?
I think he a little awkward. He tried to, fight based off. He basically tried to go off of his opponent and pretty much like punch while his opponent punching. Just do a little awkward stuff. That's it.
Yeah. Do you feel he's going to be a tougher test than the past opponent, or what do you think?
I don't know. We never know. I thought my last opponent was going to be kind of like not tough, but like I thought he was going to do more. So we just got to wait and see. I think when people get in there with me and see like how fast I am and they see how strong I am, they get surprised. So we just got to wait and see.
Yeah, it looks easier, watching you fight on the outside. Then when they get in with you, they say, "Wow, this guy is really fast." His boxing IQ is a lot better than I thought.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing. Like they got to do it when they get in there. On the outside, like you said, it probably look different, but when you in there, it's too late. So you gotta go off of whatever you see when you in there with me. So he might get in there and do the same thing, or he might try. So just gotta wait and see.
Definitely. I know you're a confident fighter, and I know that you're looking towards the future as well. Is there any other opponents that you really want to get it on with in your division?
Yeah, all the world champions. All the world champions. I want all the belts. I'm coming for everybody.
He won all the smoke, man.
You have anybody in particular they do? What fight would be easier to make, in your opinion, as far as the champions go?
I thought it would be Nunes. Thought it would be Nunes, but even with him, I still got to, wait and things like that. So right now, we just got to,
shout out to my homies.
Just keep winning. We're going to keep knocking on the door. And whichever, take the bait first, and that's the one we got.
Absolutely. And what's it been like working with Turkey Al-Rashid?
I work with him personally. Like, I never really, like, had conversations with him. I think I talked to him about probably, like, once or twice, but it was, like, real brief. It wasn't no, like, real like long conversation, just like a what's up, and then going about your business. But yeah, that's all I really got to say. I ain't really like hands on with him. I let my team do everything. I don't really, even with my promoter, like I don't really get into all the business be done. I let my team do all that.
And definitely. And so we look forward to see you. You know,
That's,
the next
that's
fight.
a fact,
Reef. Well,
facts.
I'm a big fan of yours, as a matter of fact. But over the weekend, Shakur Stevenson had a fight, and Edgar Berlanga had a fight.
Crazy,
Shakur fought Zepeda, Berlanga fought Sharif. What did you think about Shakur's performance, being that he was fighting on the inside? He did, you know, he shut the fans up. You know, you have a relationship with him. You know him. What did you think about his performance?
I expected that performance. He came in there and did what he was doing all camp, sitting in the pocket, beating guys up in the pocket at their own game. But Shakur been doing that. Like, he just ain't really been showing that in fights, but in the gym, he been sitting in the pocket and stuff. So, y'all just got a glimpse to see what, like, some of the things that he could do.
You know, I kind of felt that, you know, Shakur can do whatever he wants. He can box and not get hit, but I kind of feel like he catered to the Tom and Jerry narrative, you know, with Turkey Al-Rashid. Do you think he did that as well?
Yeah, and also, Williams Zepeda, he not a fighter that's going to allow you to box the whole night. So at points of the fight, you're going to have to box. At points of the fight, you're going to have to, you know, sit there in the pocket with him a little bit. So I feel like he fought the perfect fight. He got the job done, and he looked beautiful doing it.
Definitely. Now, after the fight, he called out Gervonta Tank Davis. But you know, what do you do? How do you see that fight?
You're right, Remo. I like when Boots has said that he gonna be more hands-on, more involved with his business, so certain things don't get said again, or you know, certain bullshit narratives don't get said about him. I think they need to know. But I think one of the reasons where I could level with them, why they don't be like trying to indulge themselves in the business, but they should. I think they be just trying to focus on the fighting and the boxing, so they don't get overwhelmed, worried about too much. Like, feel like you juggling too much on their plate. I think they need to realize it's part of growing too, because you want to understand the business now, you as much as possible. You get what I'm saying? And I think far too many guys don't be understanding their own business, bro. You're on your way, yeah, man. I like Ray, man. I like Ray Ford, man. Yeah. He keeping it moving, Ray Ford.
Playing out between him and Gervonta.
Shout out to my guy, my dog behind the hands TV, man. He got an interview with Ray Ford, man. I know it'll be coming out soon. We probably react to it in real time over here. Y'all know how we do, because my guy do great work. So that's the interview I'm really checking for when it come out.
I think Styles meet fights. I think that he can make that fight easier than the Williams and
right,
fight.
The Butcher. That's a fact, bro. Can't trust.
I think Tank, he don't throw as many punches for one, so he don't really got to worry about the output or, you know, getting tired or anything like that. Only thing he really got to worry about is one big shot. Tank trying to land one big shot and trying to set him up. But I feel like Shakur used to seeing that, and that's gonna be easy for him.
Definitely. Now over the weekend, you know, Gervonta Tank Davis was arrested, but he's going into a big fight with Lamar Roach. How does that affect your mentality? You know, the outside things that are happening outside. Is he going to be okay for the Lamar Roach? How does that affect Lamar? You know, just him seeing all the news on the outside. How do you think that fight is supposed to be postponed? We don't know what's going to happen with that fight. What do you think about the mentality of the fighters now?
I really don't know. On Tank, and who knows how he, you know, think or feel. On Lamont, I think Lamont is doing what he should be doing. He's still working. From what I see, he's still in the gym. You know, still getting ready, because you know you never know with them. They probably trying to, you know, catch him off guard, catch him slipping. So I feel like Lamont doing his job and his part. Tank, you know, I don't really get into people's personal business, but you know, whatever he got going on, hope he situate that so, you know, we can see another good fight.
And I said the same thing. Shout out to Ray Ford, man. Said the same thing, but you heard what the statements was. Felt like because of the styles that Tank could be an easier fight for Shakur than Zepeda. I know that shit sound crazy that the words easy and Tank in the same, you know, sentence is crazy. I understand it, but I think he just strictly speaking from a style standpoint. I don't think Tank is a pressure fighter, how some people label him. He's a hell of a boxer, great counter puncher, cat-like reflexes. He can fight front on the front foot or on the back foot. He showed you that. He do a number of things in there. I think his biggest worry would be getting clipped with that big shot and having to make sure he maintain, you know, his composure in there in those moments, man, because I believe you will have to figure some shit out. It's not going to just be smooth selling, but you figure with a low punch output, you know, that'll favor Shakur and to a degree. But at the same time, you got a guy that is very accurate. So although his defense is great, his you know, you got the guy on the other side with really good offense. Okay, what you mean retired? What I mean retired? You know, it's the same BS that everybody was running around with saying he retired. You know, his coach shot it down. You know, he said that's fake news. He ain't retiring nowhere. Yeah, and that was that, you know. So shout out to Tank, man. I can see why you get tired of the game. People speaking for you, fake news, bullshit information, you know, broken promises. Then you got legal shit. Like so you get to a point where you just want to go sit somewhere and chill. Oh no, hell no. No. They ain't getting me, bro. Hell no, they ain't getting me, bro. You feel me? They ain't getting me. I'm one of a lot of people when they see me address certain Tank issues, they assume because I'm from Jersey that he's not going to get his credit. But I always use these situations to get his man the credit I feel like he deserves. I see shit different. When people are slighting him, I'm still giving him credit. So, nah, I don't think he's going to retire. I think the retirement talk obviously started because he started it, speaking to different people and things like that. But the thing is, people are like, they got a crystal ball. They can rub it. Oh, he's going to retire now. Nah, you don't know that. Get a man a chance. Like, for me, I just want to see him, like Ray Ford said. What Ray Ford just said in that clip, I've been saying. I want to see him get his legal situation situated so he can resume his career if that's what he want to do. If he don't want to do that, then he ride off into the sun. Yeah, nah, I know what you mean, bro. Nah, some people, listen. When you don't really love the sport, you're willing to push a narrative. When you don't really support everybody, I try to support all of the fighters that I talk about. Even when I get on the fighter, it's going to be for something like some energy that they putting out or the way they move it. It's like I give everybody the credit for being these young, successful, talented boxers that they are. You know what I mean? Tank going to be all right, bro. Just got to square away some things. You know what I'm saying? Get his situation in order. And he did say that he got anger issues, right? He want to work on himself or shit like that. So, you know what I mean? Maybe this would be an opportunity. It could be a silver lining. Maybe this would be a short window of opportunity for him to do that. Work on himself. Go to some therapy, get some therapy sessions in. Who knows? But when you're really rooting for a person, you don't want to kick them while they're down. So I don't want to see the dude in jail. I don't want to see him in court for domestic situations. We don't want to see that. Want to see that man live his life, make his bread, fight the fights, and then sell off into the sunset if that's what he want to do, because I actually rock with him. Want to see him win. That goes for all these dudes. But with that, man, shout out to everybody. Hit the like button. I appreciate my real ones, man. Much appreciation, much love to every last one of y'all. Everybody that continues to support, I appreciate y'all. We just going to keep building. Y'all know over here, we just build on boxing. You know what I mean? Don't matter what fighter it is, they're going to get their just due. Whether it's Tank Davis or Terence Crawford. You know, Terence Crawford is PED free. Y'all got to get that man his just due. Tank, man, the real ones are still rocking with you. Get your situation situated. Come show Lamont Roach what a good rematch look like. Come show the boxing world what a first rematch of yours look like. Just keep being great. That's where I'm at. You know what I mean? And with that, man, y'all make sure y'all enjoy the rest of this good Thursday. Turn the notifications on, hit the like button on the way out, and tune in for tomorrow. We're going to build on that Friday and get this boxing on the way. So with that, much love to the family. See everybody tomorrow.
Representing Brick City, Shakur! Finding those levels, too. Look at that four-punch combination.
It's a masterclass right now from Shakur Stevenson. That's what you're seeing. A masterclass. And Shakur meeting them with straight left hand.
Oh, there's a knockdown scored with the left hand.
Right now, we're gonna give him his just due. Shout out to my brother Just